So the conversation that I keep having is can we know that wrestlers put on a performance and a show, they put their bodies in intense physical competition, but can they act? So that's what we're going to talk about today.
The biggest icon in wrestling. The biggest icon in wrestling. Okay.
So you can't have a stream without Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Nope.
You can't.
Derek,
And I know I'm going to get struck for it, but it's like, come on.
hey,
Like
for life. Derek,
Yeah.
that's what it is, right?
And I remember in the 90s, the late 90s, early 2000s, when he became Hollywood Hulk Hogan,
Mhm.
I was a Jimi Hendrix fan. So when he's playing
dude.
Voodoo Child, are you kidding me?
That is my favorite wrestling entrance of all time.
Yes.
Love it.
Absolutely
Chop
love
it down with the edge of my hand.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Like, how do you not get like pumped up for that
Mhm.
shit? You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm gonna probably get struck and I'll have to cut and paste around it or whatever. But it's like, come on, how are you gonna have a wrestling stream without Hollywood Hulk Hogan's entrance? Come on.
You got it.
You have to.
Can't not.
It's a
I
must.
agree with you. So I know we've talked about this briefly over the past week, but we're both big fans. We're big fans of the great Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
So Derek, I don't know, maybe like how did you get into wrestling and Hogan at the beginning? Was it like how did that happen?
Being a little kid and in the 80s, my parents didn't have very much money.
Mhm.
I was sick, obviously, it's been well documented. My parents didn't have any money. So we had regular TV where you had 2, 4, 7, channel 50, channel 20.
Sure.
That was it. And wrestling was on Saturday mornings. I'd get up and watch wrestling. I'd watch cartoons and WWE wrestling.
Mhm.
And then later it became, they had Saturday night's main event that they would do every so often. And they'd have big matches, and Hogan and Andre the Giant and
Yeah.
King Kong Bundy and all these other guys. So that's how I got hooked. I was a little kid watching this. And when you had a bunch of the, you had Bobby Heenan was one of the greatest heel bad guys ever. And then he went into announcing as one of the greatest freaking announcers ever as a heel. So it's like you had a lot of these guys that were part of the Heenan family. And when you have a charismatic guy like Hulk Hogan that's got the red, white, and blue and everything else, like I was hooked. I'm a little kid, like just getting pumped. You know what I mean? Like that's how I was introduced to Hulk Hogan.
So my mom was a huge wrestling fan. So we didn't have a lot of money either, but once a year she'd scrape up enough to get us tickets to go see the wrestling show at the old Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland, which is where the Washington Capitals played and the Washington Bullets, which they were called then, played.
Yeah.
So Hulk Hogan was not at my first wrestling show, but the headline at the first wrestling show I went to was Billy Graham against Dusty Rhodes in a Texas cage match, special guest referee Gorilla Monsoon. That's how old I am.
Wow.
And
legend with a legend on top of a legend.
It was bananas. And then there was Special Delivery Jones, Coco Beware, all these great. So, the first, I just remember this like it was yesterday. We're sitting in our seats and everybody's going nuts because it was, a bunch of white trash like us going to the wrestling show.
Yeah.
A couple of brothers behind me. One guy tapped me on the shoulder. My mom and I turned around and he goes, that ain't no tomato ketchup. That's real blood. I'm like, okay. Thanks for the tip. And then he kept yelling throughout the whole show to go, put him in the Rolade switch. Put him in the Rolade switch. I still don't know what the Rolade switch was, but somebody needs to come up with that move because I love the name.
the
Rolade switch. So that was my introduction to wrestling. I used to go there. My mom took me to roller derby, which was a thing back in the day.
I went to roller derby as not necessarily once I got a car, I was able to do stuff. My parents didn't really take us to wrestling too much, here and there. Not too much. Like I said, we didn't have much money. So a lot of the stuff that I did once I got a car and got with my buddies and we would go out and do stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, we go to roller derby and wrestling. Like, being from Michigan, I grew up in Belleville, Michigan, which is a bigger city now. It's built up a lot more than it was, but it was a small town. There wasn't much going on. And wrestling was always available at like the local, VFW hall. There was wrestling like once a month or once every couple months or something. So when I was a late teen, early 20s, I love going to those stuff because you never know who shows up, because a lot of times they would have like one celebrity wrestler there. And it's like, oh man, I watched him on TV.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it was never a Hogan. It was always like you said, like a Special Delivery Jones or Junkyard Dog or somebody like that who was a name that people knew, but they weren't like a huge draw. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hogan was, first off, Michigan, huge wrestling state up there. Minnesota, Michigan, lots of wrestlers. Like I know the Steiner brothers came from Michigan, right?
Yep.
They were big people, but
Kevin Nash is from Michigan.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's originally from Michigan. So yeah. And I had talked to Chavo Guerrero. Do you know who Chavo Guerrero is?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So I worked on a movie with him. He was doing a little bit of acting, and he was in like an indie film, and it was like about MMA or some sort of fighting or something. And he was there to help the people learn how to wrestle, and sort of like a stunt coordinator kind of. It was more like the aesthetics of how they wanted these characters to look like they actually knew what they were doing. You know what I mean? So Chavo Guerrero was there. And I walked up to him. I said, I love your work, man. I've been a wrestling fan ever since I was a little kid. He's like, oh, I appreciate that, man. Like the guy was very, very cool guy.
He seems, yeah.
And he's like, where are you from? I'm like, originally from Michigan. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, Michigan, Ohio, Illinois, huge wrestling. He's like, we would sell out no matter where we went, we sold out.
You didn't walk up to him and go, ooh, Chavo. Like, no, it's not good.
I didn't do that.
So anyway, since I'm an old head, back in the 80s when I grew up, like you were saying, it was on TV every Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
And it was 10 o'clock was WWF. And then after the show was Kung Fu movies, Kung Fu theater. I remember that. So
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan was everywhere then. He was cutting promos backstage, each vitamin, say your prayers, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Everybody loved the Hulkster. I was a little Hulkster. I stopped watching at around 12 or 13.
Okay.
So I missed the entire WCW run. Never watched it.
Okay.
I got back into it because a buddy of mine who was hanging out at my house, I don't know why, just chilling. He's like, let's get a pay-per-view. I'm like, wrestling? I was probably 30. And he's like, yeah. So it was the one where Chris Jericho won the unified belts, beat The Rock and Austin, I think, on the same night.
Yeah.
I kind of got hooked again.
Yeah.
So then I started watching it a lot. And then Hogan came back in the WWE as NWO. So that I would just we'd watch pay-per-views and I'd say Hulk Hogan should leg drop and pin everybody and get all the belts and never lose. I was the big Hulk guy in the room. Everybody's like, you're old. And I'm like, yeah.
I think wrestling is like that, where it ebbs and flows, because storylines, and some promotions get it, where the storylines have a shelf life and then they go on to something else. But then there's other promotions and other producers and everything that don't quite understand that the storylines get old after a while.
Yeah.
And I think that's sort of why people kind of like have interest and then lose interest, and then have interest and then lose interest. Because I've been like that. I've been watching wrestling since I was a little kid, but it ebbs and flows. So I'll watch it for a while and then stop watching it, and then watch it for a while and then stop watching it. You know what I mean? And I always make sure that I watch every year. I watch SummerSlam, the Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania. Yep. Because it's like those are the big shows. You know what I mean?
I do.
Like
I don't watch
a lot more action. You know? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't watch any other WWE stuff because I don't like it. But I do watch WrestleMania, and I do like the Rumble. So
yeah, because those secondary shows are just to set up those shows for a long-term story. So it's just like, no, I always watch Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and WrestleMania.
Yep. So obviously Hulk Hogan, listen, if there's a Mount Rushmore of wrestling, Hulk Hogan is the mountain. Yes. He's the greatest of all time, period. Don't give me Austin. Don't give me Rock. Don't give me Flair. Oh, I love Flair. Taker. Now it's Hogan. And because of him, I like that WWE paid a lot of respects to him on Friday night on SmackDown, what I heard.
The 10-bell salute for Hogan, and then played like a tribute video.
Yeah, because he put mainstream wrestling on a national stage on the map.
Yeah.
And it's because of him, a lot of these people now are able to, you know what I mean?
And Triple H said that because he didn't say a whole lot, because I watched the clip on YouTube. And he didn't say a ton of stuff, but he's like, our friend Terry Bollea, and you guys, everybody know him as Hulk Hogan, and everybody just started freaking going Hogan, and he said everybody that's standing up here wouldn't be here because of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
and that's facts. Like you don't have to sit there and I know some of the young people are going to be like, he's old and gray, he's racist, and all this other dumb shit. It's like, you're right. If there's a Mount Rushmore, Hogan's the mountain. He's what made it cool for little kids. He was the draw. He sold, I was a little kid when he slammed Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. That was in Michigan, 2 hours from my house.
In front of 93,000 people at the Silverdome. Yeah.
Somebody the other day in chat was saying that they lived across the street and got to see the slam. I can't remember.
That's amazing. It was Scorpio.
It might have been Scorpio that said that. So. It was one of them that said that. That was huge. The Silverdome was 120,000 seat stadium. Like it had to have been a big deal to sell it out, and they sold it out, and it was standing room only. So like it was a big deal. And as like I said, a little kid, I'm just like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I do have a bit of a rant though to kind of go from what you said. Is the reaction online to his death was disappointing to hear all the people go, well, he said the N-word once. I'm like, okay, who cares? Nobody cares. Grow up. It's a word, big deal. And they were like celebrating on the day he died. I mean, at least have a little class to, don't speak ill of the dead, especially on the day they
don't have class.
No, well, they don't.
I firmly believe that those people are at home in mom's basement, a piece of shit. Like they don't have anything good to say. Everything is fucking negative. The world's fucking going to shit. Like it's like, bro, like take a moment to fucking smell the roses. Just take a little bit of a fucking moment, and they can't do it.
Right. But I mean, if I agree, it was a overreaction that did not surprise me, but it was disappointing. People continue to disappoint often, and I'm like, the guy just died. He has a family. Blah blah blah. For people who care about that, apparently he turned to Christ a few years ago. Big Christian guy. So, and he said N-word to one of his buddies on a phone call. So
a phone call that was recorded without his permission.
Correct.
And a website called Gawker picked it up and is the one that released it. He sued them to the point that they don't exist anymore.
I remember that.
They broke the law, and people remember he said the N-word. Like that's how stupid people are.
The other thing people are accusing him of is actually also ignorant. They're like, well, he exaggerated and lied a lot. And I'm like, he's a wrestler. They're carnies at heart. They're always going to exaggerate. Oh, brother, it was 200,000 people in the Silver Dome.
Was part of the circus. That's the origins of wrestling.
What I love about Hulk is he almost never dropped the gimmick. He was always Hulk. Every time you saw him, that speech he had at the Republican National Convention was fucking amazing.
Yeah,
ripped his shirt up. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I'm ready. Let's go. So,
so when I was putting this together, I sent you some messages, and I said, you know, the first half of the show is going to be a Hogan love fest. So I've got a handful of stuff that I was going to pull up.
Sweet.
Let me see here.
I searched high and low this week, Derek, to find Real American Beer, which is the beer that he came out with.
Yeah,
I can't find it anywhere. I wanted to have one for the old Hulkster.
Is it a special order thing? Because I don't know if it's in stores or not. It may be.
It's in stores. It's just not in my store.
It's in stores. That's funny. It's in stores. It's not my store.
No.
So here's a picture, and we know both these folks that are in this picture. And there's people online that are saying, well, you know, Hogan embarrassed himself being at the Republican National Convention. He embarrassed himself. Do we not understand that when Vince McMahon got accused of giving his wrestlers steroids and the steroid era happened, and Hogan was in that part. Sure. Okay. And they had to go to Congress. They had to do all this stuff. There was all kinds of lawsuits. There was a lot of stadiums and advertisers that, I don't know what's going on. It's crazy. Even though they fucking knew. Everybody kind of backed away gracefully or ungracefully and said, we're not associating ourselves with the WWF until they change. Who was the first person to stand up and give them the arena to do what they do again?
Yep.
That guy to the right. Mm-hmm. So he has been a friend of Hulk Hogan and Vincent McMahon for at least 30 years because Trump would have wrestling at his facilities, at his stadiums that he owned.
Mm-hmm. Same with UFC.
Exactly.
UFC, and it's kind of game knows game, so to speak, because Trump, McMahon, Dana White, they remind me of each other. They're all like sleep 4 hours a night, total alpha, just go get it, hustle all the time. So I can see why he likes wrestling and why wrestling liked him. So to have Hulk, whose gimmick was he loves America, speak it makes sense to me.
For an America First party.
Yeah.
So for people that want to slander the gentleman on the right-hand side, how about you get some facts? How about you understand business? How about, you may not be BFFs with somebody, but if business makes sense and it's about making money, then sometimes you make decisions. And then sometimes you get relationships and friends out of it. Half of this world and half of the success of people are all about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people want to sit there and poo-poo on shit and, I hate Trump. And it's like, no. It's all about relationships. So
it's not what you know, it's who you know. That's
exactly. Right. So these men have known each other for at least 30 years. So for somebody to say, well, Hulk Hogan was just jumping on the bandwagon of Trump. No. How about you get your facts straight?
And it's disconcerting to me that people are even prefacing their respects by, well, I know he said some bad things, but I'm like, just keep Hulk Hogan's name out your mouth.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Don't disrespect the Hulkster on the week he died. That's terrible. He's a great American icon that we all grew up with as kids.
Yes.
And he brought joy and happiness to people. He was the good guy.
Are you perfect, Julio?
Am I what?
Are you perfect?
No, God, no.
I'm not perfect.
No.
Do you think Hulk Hogan, knowing that Hulk Hogan is an icon and also Hulk Hogan is named Terry, do you think Hulk Hogan Terry was perfect?
Of course not.
No. If these idiots think that somebody has to be perfect in everything, they're retarded. It's nonsense. Where it's like they try to shame you for like, well, I'm a better human being than you are. Most people that do that shit have shit in their fucking closet that they're hiding.
Yeah, and I'll preface this by what I'm about to say by saying that I don't even think what he said was a big deal. Honestly, what they've recorded him saying, I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever, who cares? But anytime, even us, who we're on stream for hours every week, we say lots of stuff. If you went back to our stuff and cut it up with a fine-tooth comb, it could vilify us too.
Yes. You could take anything of what anybody says out of context to make somebody look like a complete jerk. Mm-hmm. Or on the opposite, to seem like they're the greatest person of all time.
Sure.
You can also do it that way too. Which I don't know if you've ever seen this video.
I have. I love it.
Yeah, this is a great little video of a kid that he's a Hulkamania fan, and he was not born when Hulk was popular. But he still loves the gimmick. He still loves his hero Hulk Hogan. He was and I don't know how old this video is. This kid could be an adult for now. I have no idea.
But it doesn't look that. I don't think it's that old. 5 years ago, 4 maybe.
Maybe. So this kid may be a teenager now or something.
Yeah,
it's possible.
Looks like a lightning bolt in the head. That's the name of the game. Road nose, brother. Let me tell you something, brother. When you walk in this beat shop, I'm surprised that you still got the shirt on, Jack.
Let me tell you something, Hulkster. The first time I met you, I was only 3 years old, but now I'm 6 years old. So now we gotta take it to a bigger level, man. Just like when you press that no good stinking giant over your head and slam them right through the table in front of 93,000.
This kid's crushing it.
What are they gonna do when the power of the Hulkster and the roaster and the dual 24-inch python run wild on you?
Hey, he killed it, man.
It's such a, I mean,
I like the look on Hulk's face. He's like, Jesus Christ.
He's bringing in the heat.
Love it.
I absolutely love it. Where, like I said, this little kid was not around when Hulk Hogan was in the NWO or before that. You know what I mean? So
they gotta sign that kid up. I don't know how old he is. Cutting promos like that at 8 years old or whatever. That's impressive.
Yeah, he definitely keeps the character. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Get old if he kept doing it at home, though. Like, all right, Junior, I get it.
Yeah.
Dinner time. Pipe down. Brother.
So I have a couple things that I was going to show, and YouTube is going to completely annihilate me on this. So I'm just going to kind of group them together. That way, when I cut them, I can just cut them away. So, and I'm not going to play all of them, but I wanted to kind of play a couple scenes that Hulk Hogan was in a couple different movies.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'll just play like a little bit of it.
Yeah.
And this one right here, everybody's gonna know this one.
Thunderlips is here in the flesh, baby.
Oh my God.
The ultimate male versus the ultimate meatball.
This is what put Hogan on the map. Everybody knew who he was after this movie.
And McMahon did not want to give him the time off to make the movie.
No. He wanted
Hogan-
to keep on the schedule.
Boy, that was a dumb idea. Like, yeah, let him make the movie and get out there to maybe non-wrestling fans. Who's this guy?
Yeah.
And they'll watch the product.
It's pretty wild. And that's another thing is like, I knew who he was because I was a wrestling fan.
Mhm.
So when I'd seen that movie, it's like, oh my God, Hulk Hogan's in it. You know what I mean? Like it was a big deal.
Yeah. You know what? Speaking of being a wrestling, sometimes that's something you kind of don't talk about because it's embarrassing. I guess people think if you're a wrestling fan, but low key, almost every guy in America has been a wrestling fan at one point.
I think so.
Because you
Yeah.
can throw out like random wrestling quotes to somebody you just met and they'll get it if it's guy. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
and if you bring up Hulk Hogan's name, people know who Hulk Hogan is.
Oh, sure.
Oh, I watched him as a little kid. I don't watch
Mhm.
it now, but I watched it when I was a little kid.
Mhm.
Or my grandmother watched wrestling, and I'd watch wrestling with her. You know what I mean? Like every guy has that type of story, you know?
Now I know the other wrestling promotion that's out now, which is actually the one that I watch on occasion, AEW. They banned him for life at the beginning when they started because he said, "Oh, you said the N-word." Wah. So they banned him, which I thought was dumb.
Did they really ban him for life?
Tony Khan, who owns the company, banned Hulk Hogan.
Huh.
SJW, piece of shit.
Yeah, I kind of get it. I kind of get an idea that he is kind of an SJW, but he's not really that vocal. But some of the things that he does is kind of very
Mhm.
SJW. Yeah.
Yeah, like have a guy win the women's world championship. That was one thing. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
And then
Big Sean.
he had what's her name? A transgender girl fighting in the women's division.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, and it was this person is 2 times the size of everyone else.
Mhm.
And
And
it
has
talks like a guy.
and well, because has junk still. So like,
And has junk in the trunk.
yep, junk in the front of the trunk. That's right. All right, so this fellow on the left, I'm gonna guess is Big John Studd.
that looks like Big John Studd.
Mhm.
And this was the A-Team. And there was an
Oh.
episode where B.A. Baracus, played by Mr. T, who was in one of the Rocky movies. So there's a crossover.
And a WrestleMania.
Yeah. So we're gonna watch a little bit of this. And like I said, we're only gonna watch a little bit because I don't want to get too crazy with because they're gonna strike me dead. What are
don't
you
let it-
doing? My wrestling stuff on a wrestling show. What are you doing?
Yeah. No, don't let the copyright strike cut into my pay, Derek.
Yeah, my pay of $0.
Yeah.
You can just feel the electricity. Come down, now I can feel it. Quite been able to body slam this man.
That's Earl Hebner, the referee.
Oh,
Hogan,
fuck yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Big John Studd.
Admonishes both participants. Hogan's got split of the rope. Here's 1, 2, 3. He's out. He is successfully defended the World Heavyweight title. Unbelievable.
Interesting how the a black man happens to like Hulk Hogan. Oh, it's crazy. I don't
got
know.
news for you. Everybody loved Hulk Hogan back in the day.
Yes. I think it's just, I don't necessarily think it's feminism with the Hulk Hogan, but you know, his machismo is always under attack. Always. And if they can't attack Hogan, they attack his kids.
Well, yeah. His kids are.
Because his kids, you know, his son has had multiple DUIs.
Mhm.
And then Brooke had a music, she was into music, and they attacked her for that. And then I think it strained a lot of the relationship between Hogan and his kids. There was definitely a lot of tension, a lot of strain.
Well, I would think that probably was his ex-wife. The mother of the kids is probably the one that
Talking trash.
that would be my guess.
Yeah.
Having some experience in this area. That's
Which is a shame, because I don't think
Mhm.
that Brooke was at the place when he died. I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she wasn't. She didn't say anything until like 2 days later or something.
So I got a question you may or may not know the answer to. Was that 18 episode where Hulk met Mr. T, or was this after the WrestleMania?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because I
Honestly,
know that was a huge deal. What was it? Roddy Piper, who was another one of my favorites, and Mr. T in a tag team match against, was it Paul Orndorff and Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania?
yeah. And then wasn't Cyndi Lauper like the guest,
Yeah,
not referee, but she was like the ring girl or the bell girl or something.
yeah. Her and
She had a song. Yeah,
her and Captain Lou Albano, who was in her video. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. So
exactly.
it's like 6 degrees of Hulk Hogan.
And do you think that Captain Lou Albano would have been in that video if it wasn't for somebody like a Hulk Hogan?
Nope.
I don't think so. Because Lou Albano wasn't exactly the most charismatic person and the most gorgeous looking person.
God,
he was a character. He was a he was a heel he was a heel
manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a little stable, like your Bobby Heenan. They all had their little stable of guys, like bad guys.
That people benefit off of the backs of somebody else and then want to trash them. So it's like there's a lot of people out there that trash Hogan, but they benefited from the work that Hogan put in.
It's funny to hear some of the people that there's a wrestler called MVP. He's kind of a mid-carder. He was in WWE for a bit. He's in AEW now, but he really came out against him when that whole N-word thing started. And I'm like, dude, you were in jail for like 5 years, like IRL for some shit like manslaughter. Like, really? You're going to get on top of the mountain and cut a sermon?
The first stone, like I said, every time somebody says something, they've got just as much shit in their closet.
Yeah, that's what you said earlier when you're like, well, you said you've made mistakes. Yeah, I've made like a ton of them.
Yeah,
I'd say over 50% of my decisions in my life have been mistakes.
And I don't think Hogan ever came out and said that he was the perfect person. You know what I mean? Like it's just weird.
When it comes to intergalactic confrontation, no one can beat Chef Ramsay.
Excellent work, Ramsay.
What's next?
Why don't you try relaxing?
But now he's about to land in a place even he isn't prepared for. Suburbia.
Get to know them.
I remember watching that as a young man.
That was his, and I know we're going to talk about this more, and coming up is a tier ranking list we're going to do, Derek.
Yeah,
all the kids like those, but a lot of Hulk Hogan's movies were, big dope in a weird position. He's a nanny, or he's like a space pilot in New York. They're just would drop him in.
And a lot of those were okay. So when the wrestlers started going into movies, WWE had their own film division, where a lot of these early WWE movies were created by the WWE themselves.
I think Hulk Hogan, actually, I could be wrong on this.
Yeah.
But I think Hulk's the one that started the whole wrestlers in movies thing. I don't remember a wrestler before him.
I know Andre was in
Princess Bride.
But I don't know if that was before or after Hogan, but that was early for sure.
Yeah, you're right. And then WWE got in the film business and started later down the road, and they did a Kane movie. They had a movie with fucking The Miz in it.
Yeah.
None of them did all that great though.
But those are WWE productions, so they probably shot it for $1 million and made that on rentals or on the WWE network. You know what I mean? So it's like, a lot of those they definitely produced them, but they probably tried to do it as cheaply as they possibly could, so that the return on investment wouldn't kill them. You know what I mean?
I guess when I say they weren't popular, I'm not. Maybe that. Yeah, you're right. They probably made money in the end. McMahon was always good at that.
That's true. You're always good at that. Okay, let me pull this one up. Okay, so this one is the rise in. Okay, so Hulk Hogan was part of a TV show called Thunder in Paradise that lasted one season, and this is sort of like a little documentary talking about like what happened, why it didn't become more of a thing, because it made it one season as far as I know.
The show followed two ex-Navy SEALs, Randolph J. Hurricane Spencer and Martin Brubaker, who used their high-tech speedboat, Thunder, to battle criminals and undertake covert missions around the world. The dynamic duo operated out of a tropical resort on Florida's Gulf Coast, blending their dangerous exploits with a slice.
That's in Tampa, right on the coast. It's a famous hotel. You ever been there? Yeah.
I have not been to Tampa.
Life as Spencer juggled his role as a mercenary with raising his young stepdaughter, Jessica. The concept was designed to cater to fans of action-packed dramas with a comedic edge. Spencer, the rugged hero, was balanced by Brew, the brains behind Thunder and the comedic relief of the series. Alongside them was Kelly LaRue, a business-savvy bar owner who kept things grounded when the missions got wild. The futuristic speedboat
I liked her. She was nice.
Yeah, she's all right.
was not only the star vehicle, but also a character in its own right, equipped with weapons, stealth technology, and an almost supernatural ability to save the day. Despite its over-the-top premise, the show struck a chord with audiences craving escapist entertainment. At its core, Thunder in Paradise was a product of its time.
And this has got to be what? Mid 80s, maybe late 80s?
Yep.
Because Hogan looks thinner. Like he looks like he's not on anything as far as enhancements.
He's not taking his vitamins.
He's not taking his vitamins. He looks thinner, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
His arms look thinner, so he doesn't have the 28-inch pythons.
Okay. Okay. They get bigger every time he mentions them, which is what I love about him.
The fish was this big. No. The fish was this.
Yeah. There were 2 million people in the Silver Dome when I lifted up the 1,000-pound Andre. This was 1994.
Oh, that was 94. Okay.
That
was well after.
It screams 80s looking at it.
Yeah. So this is before WCW and after WWE.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
An era of action-packed, visually driven storytelling where technology, muscle, and a sunny aesthetic were the perfect trifecta. But beneath the surface, the show's journey was far from smooth sailing.
In Paradise,
$5,000 a day? We got a deal.
the boys make a deal to go treasure hunting,
Lock and load, brother.
but an old friend may beat them.
The origins of Thunder in Paradise can be traced back to the incredible success of Baywatch.
Yep.
Michael Burke and Doug
I was gonna say it's not Baywatch, but it's Baywatch adjacent
Yes,
with action.
I agree. Yep.
Douglas Schwartz, the creative duo behind the lifeguard drama, were eager to replicate their formula, but with a fresh twist. Their idea? Replace the beach with the open sea and swap lifeguards for mercenaries equipped with a James Bond-esque speedboat. However, while Baywatch relied on simplicity and relatability, Thunder in Paradise leaned heavily into spectacle. The show's ambitious premise demanded a significant...
Sure.
I have to take issue with something the gentleman just said. Baywatch did not rely on whatever he said it relied on. It relied on hot babes. That's why people watch Baywatch.
Yeah. Because I don't think girls were watching it. I think it was mostly guys.
No.
It was the wrestling fans. It was the Baywatch fans that were the guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have had some girls that got hooked on it when they're watching it with their guy, but for the most part, it's guys.
Yeah, or a girl might like David Hasselhoff. I don't know if that's a thing. Maybe.
He was really popular in Germany, so maybe a German girl loved him.
So weird that he was that popular.
It was weird.
budget. CBS initially partnered with Rita Italia to develop the project, enticed by Hulk Hogan's star power and the promise of creating another international hit. To secure Hulk Hogan, the producers offered him creative input and a spotlight role as the stoic, family-oriented Spencer. In 1992, filming began on a $2 million pilot. The story followed a widowed ex-SEAL and his fake marriage to hotel owner Megan Whitaker, a plotline devised to save her inheritance. This plot was a risky narrative choice, balancing romantic tension with action. However, when CBS reviewed the finished pilot, they were unimpressed, doubting its ability to compete with Baywatch. They pulled their support, forcing Rita Italia and the creators to syndicate the series. The move to syndication presented new challenges. Without the backing of a major network, the creators needed to maximize international appeal and rely on bold, episodic storytelling to capture an audience. Despite these hurdles, Rita Italia greenlit the project, convinced the show's exotic locations and action-heavy format could win over viewers. The resulting series became a gamble that relied heavily on its cast.
Is that Matt Hardy?
You know what? It might have been. Kick back a few seconds. I don't know.
That looks like Matt Hardy. Oh, that absolutely is Matt Hardy.
You think so? All right.
Locations and action-heavy.
He might have been kind of young back then, though.
Could win over viewers.
Maybe.
The resulting series became a gamble that relied heavily on its cast, unique production
I'll say it's Matt Hardy.
and sheer audacity.
There's a hurricane.
Casting played a pivotal role in shaping Thunder in Paradise. Hulk Hogan was.
Did you see the bald spot had the black on it?
Yeah. Use the old Ron Popeil hair in a can. Spray. Yeah.
The obvious choice to headline the series, his larger-than-life persona providing instant recognition. Hogan's transition from the wrestling ring to a lead acting role was seen as a potential draw for both wrestling fans and mainstream audiences. However, Hogan's acting chops were largely unimpressive, and the show's success would hinge on his ability to carry emotional weight while maintaining his action hero image. Chris Lemon, the son of...
If his body wasn't so messed up, he would have been in Expendables for sure.
Yeah, probably. Yep.
So I think that Hogan, if his body wasn't given away on him and with all of his back surgeries, I think that he would definitely had a place.
Yep.
He would have found success in action movies and stuff, you know.
When we get to the tier rankings, we'll discuss that further.
I'm not saying that he's the greatest actor of all time.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like he would have been in the Sly Stallone place.
He could have pulled that off. That's true. I mean, he's no worse than Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Legendary actor Jack Lemmon brought a touch of Hollywood pedigree to the show. His portrayal of Brew provided humor and warmth, complementing Hogan's stoic demeanor. Lemmon, who had a solid career in television and film before joining the series, later reflected on the role with mixed feelings, acknowledging that the show's campy tone impacted his credibility in Hollywood. Carol Alt, a supermodel and actress, added star power as Kelly LaRue. Alt's character, a savvy bar owner and romantic foil, provided much-needed balance to the testosterone-fueled dynamic of Spencer and Brew.
Yeah, she did. Hot. She was really hot.
S tier on the tier maker ranking for Carol Alt.
Brew. Meanwhile, Ashley Gurrell, as Spencer's stepdaughter Jessica, brought an emotional anchor to the series, allowing for tender, family-oriented moments amidst the action. The supporting cast included guest appearances of several professional wrestlers, blurring the lines between Hogan's wrestling fame and the show's fictional universe.
Is that Jim the Neidhart?
Yeah.
Hart Foundation.
These guest appearances became a signature feature of the series, drawing in fans of wrestling and adding a sense of spectacle to each episode. Production began at the Don Cesar Hotel in Florida, a glamorous location that set the tone for the series. When the show was picked up, filming shifted to Disney's Hollywood Studios, where cost-cutting measures transformed Epcot, Typhoon Lagoon, and the Grand Floridian Resort into global locales. This partnership with Disney saved money, but occasionally broke the
I would have liked this show.
illusion. Despite the challenges, the creators managed to deliver a visually engaging series. The Thunder Speedboat, equipped with state-of-the-art special effects and elaborate weaponry, became the series' centerpiece, embodying its mix of action and fantasy. Yet behind the scenes, tensions loomed as the production struggled to balance its ambitious vision with its limited budget. The first season of Thunder in Paradise was a whirlwind of highs and lows. On the surface, the show seemed poised for success. The action-packed episodes, complete with boat chases, fistfights, and daring rescues, catered to adrenaline-seeking audiences. However, cracks began to show early on. Critics panned the series for its wooden dialogue and formulaic plots, with TV Guide labeling it violent, dumb, and dull. Yet the show found an audience among fans of campy, over-the-top entertainment.
Where's TV Guide now?
It's where Gawker is.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, where Hulk Hogan is too.
Unfortunately. He gone.
Pilot, later repurposed into a two-part episode, set the stage with a mix of drama and action. However, continuity issues arose as the series progressed. Key plot lines, such as Spencer's marriage to Megan, were abruptly dropped, and new characters were introduced without explanation. These inconsistencies frustrated viewers seeking cohesive storytelling. Despite its struggles, the series made bold creative choices.
I'm sorry. For the most part, people don't look at that stuff.
I agree. I look
at that stuff because I'm a nerd.
Right.
Most people don't give a shit.
It's like me with music. Ooh, that's a wrong key change there. Nobody notices. You're right.
Exactly. So it's like
this show, you want
obvious, like a complete 100 or 300 degrees change. People don't notice that shit.
Right. And what the guy said, the reason it didn't do well is because it was, I don't know, to me, this looks awesome. got hot babes and bikinis,
Yeah.
lots of shit blowing up, and Hulk Hogan. I'm good.
Yeah.
Why you got to complicate shit? Let's have fun.
And I don't know if you feel the same way, but when you got hot babes, you got explosions, you got Hulk Hogan, you're not expecting an Oscar worthy performance.
That's a good point.
You're expecting you're expecting Hulk Hogan to give it his best shot of acting.
Correct. This is not Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
Exactly. So it's like going into it, if they're just automatically like just shitting on it, thinking it's supposed to be like an Oscar worthy or Emmy award winning show, then you're fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Right off the get.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these studio executives, as soon as numbers don't come in the way that they like them to come in, then they're going to immediately try to shut it down.
Yep.
And it's like a show like this would have probably have needed a couple different seasons to be able to see if it has any kind of footing. One season doesn't cut it, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? So it might have been one of those things they were over budget and they're just like, okay, we need to get rid of it. So
that's probably what happened, especially since they said the pilot was $2 million back then. That's a lot for an episode
for a
of
TV show. Yeah, for sure.
Choices. Episodes featured everything from buried treasure hunts to battles with high-tech villains. Wrestlers like Sting added star-studded cameos, and the show even ventured into interactive media with a game. Unfortunately, the game flopped, reflecting the show's difficulty in expanding beyond television.
Okay, so that's the one thing that I would have changed is I wouldn't have had other wrestlers in there. I would have had actual proper actors, like, and somebody that has some sort of name so that people are like, oh, I like that actor.
That's
because
true.
When they start putting wrestlers in there, the wrestling fans are either going to like it or they're not going to like it.
And wrestling fans were probably watching this for Hulk anyway, so you already got them. So I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, so I would have went with proper actors and see what we can do. You know what I mean?
Or you could have done bad.
One reason why it flopped is because it's the wrestlers.
Yeah.
Some are a draw, some aren't.
Mm-hmm. That's true. True, I agree.
As ratings hovered in the middle range, discussions of a second season began. Hogan and the creators floated ambitious ideas, including a rebranded version called Thunder Force, with Mr. T joining the cast.
Oh, yeah.
By the end of its 22-episode run, Thunder in Paradise had become a mixed bag of modest...
22 episodes.
I know. That's a flashback from the old days. Yep.
Yes. Now we get 6 maybe and a couple fillers.
Right. Right.
Ratings, diehard fans, and harsh criticism. Yet despite these challenges, there was still a possibility for renewal. So why did the show ultimately end? The first and most...
He does look like Jack Lemmon a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
In the face, for sure. A
little bit.
You can tell it's a can of his.
There's old Brutus the Barber Beefcake there.
Yeah. Old Brutus. I always loved Brutus the Barber Beefcake and Greg Valentine as a tag team.
The Hammer. Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
When they were separate, I didn't like them. But when they were together as a tag team, I thought that was great.
Right. Brutus was like definitely one of Hulk's hangers on back in the day. He was like hung out with him and kind of rode his coattails a lot.
What is the famous I don't know if you know your wrestling trivia.
Mm-hmm.
What famous thing happened on the barbershop, Brutus Barber Beefcake's like his little talk show?
The breakup of the Rockers when Shawn Michaels chucked Marty Jannetty through the glass.
Yeah, there you go.
Classic.
You know your wrestling.
Oh, I do.
That was great.
No apologies. I know this stuff.
Significant factor was Hulk Hogan's career trajectory. By mid-1994, while still filming...
And nothing else happened to that except for the downfall of the Rockers.
Yep. Yep.
Well, the series, Hogan began negotiations.
What was that?
Shawn Michaels became a big single star out of it, and poor Marty Jannetty didn't.
And didn't the Undertaker debut on the barbershop for the first time?
That I don't know.
Because you had Paul Bear kept showing up, and he's like, "My Undertaker."
Yeah,
I think that was on the barbershop.
I'll buy that. Sure, I don't recall it, but you say
that
so, and I don't know.
Undertaker, because Kane didn't come till much later. That was like,
he was
Undertaker.
Right.
Yeah,
that was the whole when. Oh, your brother. Oh,
yeah.
With World Championship Wrestling. Eric Bischoff and Ric Flair reportedly visited Hogan on the set of Thunder in Paradise, pitching him the idea of joining WCW with promises of creative control and lucrative earnings. The offer proved too enticing to pass up, especially as Hogan's popularity in professional wrestling continued to soar. By May 1994, Hogan publicly hinted that his wrestling career would take precedence, essentially signaling his departure from the show. Without Hogan, the series lost its biggest star and the cornerstone of its appeal. Combined with declining ratings and a lukewarm critical reception, and the financial pressures made a second season impossible. Despite its cancellation, Thunder in Paradise left behind a unique legacy. The show's DVD releases in 2006 rekindled interest among fans of 1990s television, while its cult status as a so bad it's good classic ensured its place in pop culture history. In hindsight, the show's
I don't know. After Farscape's, we've watched all of Farscape. I don't know. This might be a candidate for.
I'm done with that.
I mean, it's only what 25 shows.
I have a small story about Paul Bear, if you'd like to hear it real quick.
Sure.
So back in the early aughts, late 90s, I used to write articles, a few articles, not too many, for a website called PW Insider, which was a wrestling site.
I've heard of, yeah, I've heard of PW Insider. Yeah,
it's where the name around. And I used to do wrestling podcasts with a couple of buddies. That's where Julio Scissors, I used that name back then too.
Yeah.
So I wrote an article for PW Insider that they thankfully published, basically saying, why are all these rats backstage leaking information out to sites like PW Insider, which probably wasn't the best thing to write for PW Insider.
Yeah.
It was the last thing I wrote for PW Insider. I was not welcome there afterwards, but I got a nice email from Percy Pringle, Paul Bear, saying he appreciated what I wrote. It was a really, I'm like, check that out. Paul Bear just sent me an email. How about that?
That's pretty cool.
There's my little story. Wasn't that exciting, but
yeah,
fit in. So there you go.
Yeah. Interesting. That's kind of a fun stuff. No, I didn't know you wrote for PW Insider. They're still around.
Yeah, they're still around. I wrote, probably got 4 or 5 articles published, and then covered a couple of shows when the guy who normally covered like SmackDown and Raw weren't around.
Okay.
I'd do the write-ups for them. But
so were you freelance or did you work for them?
I was a freelancer. I didn't get paid by them, but I also wrote a lot about the kind of entertainment industry, digital entertainment, like gaming, and I used to get paid for that. Worked for a bunch of sites. It was fun. Nice little side hobby.
That's cool.
One season run reflects the challenges of trying to replicate the Baywatch formula in a different setting. While the creators had proved,
I hate how he keeps on saying about replicating the Baywatch formula. This is not Baywatch.
No.
Like, unless it has, I mean, yes, it has the girls in Florida. That's it.
On the beach. Yeah.
On the beach. Okay. But I don't see anything else that's similar to that. I mean, yes, it's in the family, I guess, because of the aesthetics, but like, it's not Baywatch. So stop saying that it's Baywatch.
That having been said, I would bet the creators of the show said, we'll put a little Baywatch in it.
They probably did.
Pretty girls on the beach.
Mm-hmm. Probably. Yeah.
On the pitch. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Proven they could turn lifeguards into global icons, the mercenary crime fighter hybrid of Thunder in Paradise lacked the same universal appeal. In the end, Thunder in Paradise was more than just a failed TV experiment. It was a bold attempt to merge the worlds of wrestling, high-tech action, and family drama. Its flaws were as prominent as its strengths, but for a brief moment, it captured the spirit of an era defined by ambition, camp, and pure entertainment. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to...
Reicher, isn't Fires... Isn't the show that we watch on Sundays a Reicher production?
I don't know. I don't think so. I thought that was a Jim Henson production, but I could be wrong.
Maybe. Yeah, that was a fun video.
I liked it.
Yeah.
It made me want to watch the show, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
At least an episode or two for fun. Yeah. I don't know. All right. Can we do some shilling real quick, Derek?
Sure.
All right. Don't forget to like to our channel here. Please subscribe. Derek, I saw you just put out a Happy Gilmore 2 review. I just saw that posted on X this morning, so I'll be watching that.
Yeah, I did it yesterday. It's a lot of spoilers because I always say spoiler alert because I go in depth. I don't go just based off of what the trailer gives you. It's like, no, I watched the movie. I want to talk about the movie. So that's why I was just say spoiler alert. So if you want to watch the movie before my take on it, then watch the movie, because I'm going to give it away if you watch it before.
So you got a lot. You're posting a lot of videos, so subscribe.
And
yeah.
I mean, you know me. I like trying to do something different. Obviously the movie reviews, there are a lot of people that do movie reviews, and I get it. And I like doing them because I watch movies. I mean, but we're always going to try to do something a little different than what people are doing. But Happy Gilmore 2 was on my watch list because it came out Friday, and I'm like, okay, I gotta watch it and do a review for sure.
Sure. And then speaking of doing things we like to do, I just posted my first video on YouTube, which is a walk through the great Black Sabbath album, Master of Reality, previously posted on Rumble. Just put it on YouTube. So, I don't know, check me out there if you like music. I don't write a script for them. I just remember, times when I was listening to the album and try to explain a little bit about the music. So that's out there too.
Is YouTube's harassing you about it, or how much of the actual song do you get to watch?
I played the whole thing. It said it was copyright struck and you're not going to be able to make any money. I don't care about the money, so I don't care.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I told you this. That was a great video. It's very
Thank you.
Music enthusiast type video, where it's like you appreciate the storytelling, you appreciate the album, and you remember what you were doing when the album came out or when that song came out. Like I enjoyed it, and I liked it. It was an hour long. You did your thing, and then you were out, and it was great. I really enjoyed it.
Well, hopefully people will check that out. Next album coming up, I'll do sometime this week. I want to do Led Zeppelin 3.
Okay, cool. What's going on, buddy?
What's happening, Scorpio?
Okay,
there's our shilling segment. Anyways,
yeah, that's our shilling segment. Let me double check to make sure I don't have anything else as far as Hogan is concerned. Yeah, I've got my last video is just the day, the sad day, and it was one of those ones where it's like I'm not I don't get emotional when it comes to the death of celebrities. Most times it's just like I'll listen to a couple of their songs. It was cool.
Sure.
Or I'll watch a couple of their movies. It's like, oh man, that's cool. It sucks he died. But Hogan hurt for me because it's a throwback to me as a little kid and all the drama and all the shit that happened when I was a little kid. And I could always watch wrestling and always just get excited for Hulk Hogan being on screen. So it was kind of a hard day for me.
I agree. I usually don't get kind of shook by celebrity deaths, but I felt the same way with Ozzy, just because it tied back to some really important moments in my youth that I remember Black Sabbath being a background and there with me. So yeah, I can understand that. It pulls you back and it puts you back in that time for a little bit. And sometimes it's not comfortable.
Where it's like, some people are just like, oh, I remember the day when Elvis died, or I remember the day when, John F. Kennedy died, or whatever it was. And it was kind of the same thing for me, because I remember being a little kid and my dad texted me. He's like, did you about Hulk? And I'm like, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And it's like, sucks. And I'm like, I know. Yeah. I said,
but I know
it's kind of a sad day.
For both of us, like you mentioned, it took you back to a challenging time in your life.
Yeah.
The Ozzy thing kind of took me back to a challenging moment in my life. But the one good thing in those times was Hulk Hogan and music, so it was like a positive kind of border to a not so pretty picture, kind of.
Yeah, it's a reminiscing type thing. It's made me sad out of anything, you know what I mean?
Yep. I hear you.
So, this is the news report that came out of Hulk Hogan's death. So we're just gonna play this one.
Started as a bouncer and became a global wrestling superstar. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kira Phillips. WWE confirming its legendary Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan has passed away. He rose to prominence as the all-American hero, telling kids to say their prayers and take their vitamins, helping elevate WWF from a regional promotion to a national behemoth. Hogan, whose real name was Terry Bollea, headlined the first ever WrestleMania in 1985 and played a prominent role in the business for decades since. Our Olivia Rubin joins me now with more. So, Olivia, what are we learning about the circumstances surrounding his death?
Yeah, Kira, officials in
Mhm.
Clearwater are saying that they responded to a call at 9:51 in the morning, just this morning. That call came in for a cardiac arrest, Kira. They responded. Hulk Hogan, they say, or this individual was treated and taken to the hospital where he was later pronounced deceased. It does also say from officials that they are going to hold a news conference on this at around 1:30. So just in a few more minutes, we should be learning more. But what we do know is that this all just seemed to have unfolded. Again, 9:51 this morning. That call that came in to officials was for cardiac arrest, Kira.
And could you imagine being on the call, being the EMS people that came and had to strap Hulk Hogan on the gurney? Like it was tough for me being a reminiscent guy of a little kid as a Hulkamania fan. Could you imagine answering the call? Because she even said it. She didn't call him by Terry. She called him Hulk Hogan.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
the EMS guy is going to be like, I can't believe Hulk Hogan is literally right here about to die.
I'd be yelling at him, kick out, brother, kick out.
No shit. Like that had to have been a tough call. And a lot of those guys are professionals, so they're probably never going to like admit it, but that's got to be a tough call.
I got to give ABC credit for not bringing up any controversies and stuff. They played that straight on the report. So good on them.
As far as I'm concerned, there shouldn't be any negative.
I agree, but that
when you
doesn't
pass
happen often.
away, it's time to reminisce about the good things that you did.
That's right.
Not shit on somebody's life. That's such bullshit.
Yep. Agreed.
Okay, so I said that the first half of the show was going to be a love fest for Hulk Hogan.
We love Hulk Hogan.
We love Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan was going to be on the list of our wrestlers who act. So it's sort of like it was one of those things. I'd already had it scheduled, and when Hulk passed away, Julio reached out and was like, "Bro, we were literally just going to talk about this like 3 days on Sunday. Like this is crazy." So then I had to go. I went out and put a half-hour video live stream about Hulk Hogan because it was sort of like in the moment. Because I heard her during my lunchtime. So then when I got off work, I started setting up everything to do the live stream because it's like, it's fresh. It's hard to not be emotional. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. We should start scheduling shows about people we really don't like. Maybe, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
But no, that was a weird coincidence. I was like,
I'm sorry.
Jesus, we were going to talk about this. And now this happened. It was an odd coincidence.
It's weird like that. I know. So Scorpio said, I would watch wrestling a little when I was a teenager, but I never really got into it. Yeah, we had talked about it before. Is when I was a little kid, we literally had 2, 4, 7, 50, and 20. Like those are our options as far as channels. And wrestling came on Sunday or on Saturdays. And then eventually they started doing Saturday night main event, and then they started doing shows on Sunday too. Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, none of those existed. It was strictly on regular TV. So it's tied into me being a little kid watching Hulk Hogan for the first time when I'm 5, 6, 7 years old. You know what I mean? So it's like it's one of those. It's a sad day just because it's like I remember my childhood with it being linked to it. So
I think I freaked myself out a little bit saying we should schedule shows for people we don't like because I just recalled 10 minutes ago saying I'm doing a show on Led Zeppelin soon.
Oh no.
Maybe I should cancel that. Jimmy Page was my child, but yeah, maybe I should stop that one. Anyway.
Okay, let me change these because these labels always superstar. Screw it. Okay. What I'm going to bring up is okay, so this is going to be start of the segment for ranking the wrestlers as actors. And then I've got a couple lists and we could talk about, and this is not everybody. This is sort of like the major players that people would know of. There's a lot of people there's a lot of other wrestlers that were in stuff, and we're going to talk about that a little bit.
All right. Sounds good. Are we going to debate these to see we may disagree and then we'll come to an agreement?
kind of, I guess.
Or you can just pull it's my channel and I'm putting him here. Full rank on me.
Okay, so the first one, what we're going to do is Roddy Piper.
Awesome.
And we've all watched They Live. I don't know of any other movies that Roddy Piper was in other than They Live. Do you happen to know, Leo?
I do, because we actually did a Roddy Piper double feature on Dave's channel about a month ago, and we watched Hell Comes to Frogtown, which was another movie where he was the star in.
Okay.
I really like him in movies. I think he's got good timing. He's got great facials and reactions to things. And the fight in They Live is one of the best on-screen fights of all time. So for me, considering of all the other people we have to choose from, I would put him in A in terms of wrestlers acting.
Yeah, because we're not comparing to him other than just other wrestlers that act.
Right.
So he was in two movies that a lot of people really like, and there's a lot of people that even today do the famous line about him saying, "There's two things I'm going to do today. I'm going to kick some ass and chew some bubble gum, and I'm almost out of bubble gum."
Yep.
And people still say that today.
And they take that movie had some stuff in it that is appropriate for today's society, to be honest with you. And it aged well, because you're like, this is what's happening now. You put the glasses on and you see the real, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You see the real person, basically.
I love the movie They Live. Hell Comes to Frogtown was a lot of fun, and I thought he was really good in both of them. I enjoyed watching him, and I wish he would have made more movies. I'd have watched him.
Yeah, because he wasn't goofy Roddy Piper. He actually took it kind of serious.
Yeah. I mean, he did goofy, like kind of sarcastic-y bits, because that was sort of his character in WWF too. He was like kind of snarky, smarmy piece of shit. But
yeah,
he was great. It's too bad he didn't do more.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he should be put in A tier. I don't think he was a global superstar, but what he did, he's actually pretty decent in. I didn't hate it.
Nope. Good. Okay,
so the next one is going to be Andre the Giant.
Okay, well, I only know him from Princess Bride, and I will say in terms of playing a giant well in a movie, he was very good. I'm not sure where to put him on the ranking though, because he didn't really act. He just kind of, you know what? He had some lines that were pretty good. So I wouldn't put him up with Roddy, but
I put him in B tier because what he did well. He just didn't do that much of it.
That's what I was thinking too. B tier for Princess Bride.
I wouldn't say that he was C or D, but I would put him in like the mid tier.
They didn't ask him to have an action scene or do a soliloquy. They just what they asked him to do, like you said, Derek, he did really well. So yeah,
he was a big guy in the movie, and that's what his role was, is to be the big ogre looking guy. Okay, so the next one is going to be the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Oh yeah.
Now he was in one of the original Spider-Man movies as a wrestler. I can't remember what his name was in Spider-Man.
It's driving me crazy. I've seen the movie probably 5 times and I can't remember either.
Yeah,
Bonesaw.
Yes. But here's the thing. He did the Slim Jim commercials forever. And he carried Slim Jim for 20 years because he did it in WWE, and then he went to WCW and he was the Slim Jim guy.
He was everywhere. Commercials nonstop on TV. Yeah. You go to 7-Eleven, there's this picture on the Slim Jim box thing that they have the Slim Jims in. So I forgot about that.
So even though he wasn't really a huge actor when it came to movies, he was in a lot of commercials. So I would actually put him in the B tier. I wouldn't put him as a superstar, but I would definitely put him in B tier.
I agree 100%. He didn't, like you said about Andre the Giant, he did what they asked him to do, and he did it really well.
Yeah, Macho Man didn't do very many movies. He was Bonesaw in, I want to say it was the second Spider-Man. I don't think it was the first one. No, it was the first one. Because
it was the first one.
He was just learning his powers.
Yep.
And he went to the Octagon, and Bonesaw was there. Yeah.
He should have been in more movies, I think. Macho Man. He'd have been fun as a bit character in movies. He'd be good.
Okay, so the next person, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Okay, so Stone Cold was in he was in The Longest Yard as a prison guard.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Grown Ups 2. He played the bully guy. He did a lot of reality TV, and then he did a handful of like made for DVD movies that I don't ever remember watching because they really just didn't do anything.
And then he was in those couple of movies with all those action stars. What were they called? He
was in Expendables movies. Yes, he was.
Now I have to abstain and defer to you because I've seen none of those.
Oh, I've seen them. There was 3 of them. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I've seen them all.
Mm-hmm.
They were entertaining, but it was sort of like there was so many like superstar or old action stars in it. It was more of like a nostalgia type thing where it was like, oh, cool, Dolph Lundgren's in it. Or, oh, cool, Stone Cold Steve Austin's in it. But it wasn't like they winning in awards. It was sort of just a action movie. Yeah. Battle Royal, you know what I mean?
Yeah, which is what it was supposed to be.
Which is what it was supposed to be. And if Hulk Hogan was up to it, I would have loved to have Hulk Hogan in that, but I don't think he was ever in it.
His back was probably banged up. Can't do it. I think he was in a movie, a WWE film too. Actually, I can't remember the name of it, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, it was called Hunt to Kill.
Okay, what's going on?
I also didn't see. Hey, more. So I don't have a vote on this one. So Derek,
a lot of them didn't go to the theaters. They were just kind of quietly put out there, which is kind of weird. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because you would think there would be some sort of promotion. So I don't know if WWE just kind of put them out there in the world and just said, go to the network and watch them. Because there wasn't a whole lot of publicity when it came to some of those movies.
Yeah.
So in the tier, where would you put them?
I haven't seen any of the movies, so I'm acquiescing to whatever you decide.
So okay, so in The Longest Yard, the newest one with Adam Sandler, and then he was also in Grown Ups 2. I would put him in the B tier, in the mid tier.
Okay.
Because what they asked him to do, he did. He didn't carry it. He didn't do anything crazy where I was like, wow, Stone Cold freaking killed it in this one. You know what I mean?
All right.
So like what they asked him to do, I thought he did a fair job.
Yep. You can't fault a guy you can't fault a guy for not doing more than he was asked to do. So yeah, that makes sense. Put him alongside Andre and Macho Man.
There's some wrestlers that were shitty and stuff, and the movie that you just watched, there was 2 of them at the end of the movie.
Yes. Yep. Oh yeah, yeah.
Terrible. Both of them.
Yeah, pretty awful. I will say if this tier list included people in just wrestling, this is a Stone Cold Steve Austin quote thing. Remember the guy who used to throw him the beers at the end? He just put his hand up. That guy would be S tier human being. He never missed. He should play quarterback for it. Was amazing. Stone Cold would just throw his hand up and pop. It would hit him every time on the numbers.
Yeah.
So shout out to that guy, the beer thrower.
The beer thrower. Okay, so then this one right here, I'm assuming you're gonna know who this is, but I'm not. We'll see. Okay, so in WWE, he was Zeus because he played in the movie No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan. But he was also an actor that played in Friday. He was Tiny Liston. Can I have my bike back? No, Punk, you don't get your bike back. Like he played a great character in Friday and in Friday 2. So in my opinion, I would put him in the A tier.
You get no argument from me. He actually showed some acting chops like Roddy Piper did.
Yes, he did.
He didn't just play Zeus.
Correct. If it was just Zeus in WWE and he did No Holds Barred, see ya.
Yeah.
But then he did Friday, he did Second Friday, and he was great at both of those as the antagonist, jerk, criminal guy.
I only saw the first one, but he was great in that. I'm like, dude, that's Zeus. Well, look at that.
It's my bike, Punk. You got something to say? No.
So yeah, definite A for Tiny Lister.
Okay, so the next one is Goldberg. Now Goldberg was in he was in Sandler's
Longest
He was
Yard.
in Sandler's football movie.
Longest Yard. Yep.
Longest Yard. And I don't know of anything else that he was in.
I didn't see Longest Yard, so again, this is one that you will have to grade on your own.
I'm gonna put him in B tier because it's the same type of thing where he did what he was asked, but he didn't like blow it away. It wasn't like, oh, it was the greatest performance of all time. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go ahead and put him in the B tier.
All right.
Tier. Okay. So we're a fan of this guy, Hulk Hogan. Where would you put Hulk Hogan in the acting sphere?
Well, God bless him. Rest in peace.
Obviously it's hard to separate his wrestling with his acting.
I can't, in good conscience, on this day in the year of our Lord 2025, after he just passed away, put him in D. So I'm going to be nice, and I would say C. And here's why. Unlike Roddy Piper and Tiny Lister, who they asked to act instead of just be you, they succeeded in that. They asked Hulk the same thing. I don't think he succeeded in it. I think all the movies I saw him in, he just came off as awkward. His timing was weird. It's just, he's not a good actor, at least not in movies. He's great in wrestling, but he couldn't translate that to movies. So God bless him, C.
I have to agree with you. I'm not going to say he's D.
No,
but it was more that they were trying to gain success on his celebrity because he was a wrestler versus his actual talent. We just watched a video about the Paradise where it wasn't about his acting. It was about him being a star in one genre, and they were trying to push him into acting kind of like in a Baywatch type thing.
All right.
So
we love you. We love you, Hulk, but
yeah, your acting was not that good.
And if you were still alive,
was solid. Business owner, superstar, global wrestler, a lot of stuff is good, but his acting was not good. So R.I.P. Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
Even though I do want to watch that show. That Trouble in Paradise show.
We may have to rethink our tier listing after that, but yeah, I do watch that too. Who we got next? We got Diesel down there. Is that who that is? Kevin Nash?
Yeah, so Kevin Nash, Diesel. Same thing. He played in Sandler's movie, Longest Yard. He used a bunch of wrestlers and a bunch of football players.
Didn't see Longest Yard, so can't really rate him. I will say he has a great look. Very unique.
Yeah, and he played a character that was kind of a jerk, and then they give him pills that they gave him like feminine pills or something, hormonal pills, and he started crying on screen on The Longest Yard. So that was actually pretty funny, where he's so used to playing a big tough guy, and he was just like, "My feelings are really hurt right now." You know what I mean?
Like, I've watched some of his shoot interviews sometimes or other things. He's super charismatic in him.
Yeah, I don't like his politics at all. He's a dickhead.
Yeah, no.
But
he's perfect.
In my opinion, because I only know of one movie that he was in, and it was okay. I'm going to put him in D.
Okay.
Not saying that he couldn't possibly be a C, but Hulk Hogan was way better than Kevin Nash when it came to acting, and Hulk Hogan's in D and C.
All right. D for D. I like it. Somebody's got to go in the D tier, so sure. Yeah. Throw the lefty in there.
Okay. So this next one is his head's chopped off.
I was say, who the hell is that?
Hold on, let me check real quick.
Big question here, Derek, is anybody going to go in S tier? I wonder.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sharing my screen, am I?
I can see the tier maker.
The tier meter? Okay. Because I'm looking something up real quick. His head got chopped off. Batista. He's standing next to.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I've seen him in Blade Runner 2049, where he was excellent. I've seen him in Dune Part 2 and Part 1 I think he was in, which he was great. Honestly, out of all these guys and compared to the rest, I put him in S tier as far as acting goes because he doesn't play Batista at all. He's actually legit acting. And he's good.
Like you're suspending your he's a wrestler versus an actor. He made it relatively seamless.
Mm-hmm.
I look at him as more of an actor now than I do as a wrestler.
Me too. He did a great job transitioning to acting, like you said, and you're right.
So even though he's limited on his roles, I think he's picked his roles pretty smartly because he knows his limitations.
And I will see him and go, "Oh, that's Batista," but then I forget it's him because he's so good at what he's doing. I go, "Oh, never mind, it's the character."
So yeah, we're going to do S tier for Batista.
There we go.
Okay, next one, John Cena.
I've seen him in a few movies that I can't recall what they were. He was good in them. He's very charismatic. I will say that. For me, A tier. I put him next to Zeus and Roddy in the fact that they actually could act a little bit, but not quite as good as Batista for me.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that because he's had a couple movies where he was decent, but I wouldn't say that he blew my doors off.
Mm-hmm.
But there was one movie where he was and I can't remember the name of the movie. I'd have to look it up. Where he was a mat wrestler, like a collegiate wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And then his brother wanted to be a wrestler that was much, much younger than he was. And his brother was kind of being bullied and all kinds of stuff. I want to say it's Unbelievable, but I'm not 100% Unstoppable or something like that.
So you've seen more of his movies than I have, so you'd be a better judge of where he would go.
And I thought he was great in that because he was sort of like a big brother and he was helping his brother learn how to wrestle, like collegiate wrestle. I thought he was actually pretty good in that, but I wouldn't say that he's better than Batista. Batista has seamlessly transitioned from one industry to the other industry. You know what I mean?
What would you say? A tier, and if there was an A+ tier, we'd put him in A+.
Yeah,
maybe.
I would say A tier for sure.
Well, here we go. What we can do is put him in the beginning of A tier. We can rank him in the tiers too. So he would be the best of the A's so far. Wouldn't you agree? Right?
Possibly. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Okay. I pretty much know where we're going to go with this one. The Rock.
I mean, S.
Yeah.
Period.
By far.
He's great and charismatic and everything. Even you can tell just by watching his wrestling promos that he's a great actor. I mean, he's super talented. He was great in The Mummy.
Yeah.
I loved him there. But he's good at playing comedic roles. He played, gosh, I can't remember the name of the movie.
He played the pacifier. That was funny.
Yeah,
there was one where he found out that he was a football player and he found out he had a daughter. Can't remember the name of it.
Don't know that. I saw him in the sequel to Get Shorty. I can't remember the name of the movie, but he played a gay guy, which was hilarious. He was great in it. So he's S tier all day for me.
Yeah, he's S tier all day.
Now, would you put him above Batista?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because like the Fast and Furious franchise put him in there because he was pre-selling in China.
That's true. So he's drawing dimes.
He's drawing dimes, and Batista is John Nichols.
Okay.
So it's like Batista is transitioned into a good actor, but he's not moving the needle like The Rock does.
Yeah, he's not headlining movies. No, I would say out of all these wrestlers, I would guess, unless there's a surprise later, out of all the wrestlers that moved in the movie, he's got to be the most successful, right?
By far.
By far.
By far. Yeah.
All right, who we got next?
Okay, so the next one is going to be Jesse the Body Ventura. Now, I only know him I only know one movie that he was in, Predator, the original Predator.
Mm-hmm.
He was great in the original Predator.
Agreed.
And Vince McMahon didn't want him to do that movie. And he almost got fired from the WWE doing that movie.
He's an odd bird, Jesse Ventura.
He is an odd bird. Yeah.
Really weird guy, but I saw him in Predator and I agree. He was great. So for me, I put him in between Roddy Piper and Zeus because I still think Roddy Piper carried the movie he was in.
Yes.
Whereas Jesse Ventura was not a bit player, but he was like a co-star.
Yes, but what he did in the movie was good.
Oh yeah, no, he was good.
Yeah.
Loved him
So yeah, I'll definitely put him in A. I don't think he's a B tier because he wanted to be governor. He went on to do other stuff. He's a different dude. But
and again, for B tier, Derek, we were saying that's pretty much guys that went in to be asked to basically be a wrestler.
Yeah,
and they did it well, or a giant, and they did it well. Where I think Jesse Ventura went a little further than that in Predator. He wasn't just playing the wrestler, Jesse the Body.
Correct. He was like a mercenary type guy that was with Arnold and everything else. Yeah.
So I put him. I still think Piper's better than him because he was the headliner of the movie. But yeah, back there. Is that Goldberg again?
Did I put 2 Goldbergs?
It's all right.
It's very possible I put 2 Goldbergs. Captain Lou Albano.
Well, okay, so I remember him in Cyndi Lauper's video, and I remember that I think he was a voice actor in the Super Mario cartoon.
Yes, he was.
But I don't know of any movies he was in.
Yeah, I don't know of any movies he was in either.
And he wasn't very good in the Mario. So that's all I got to go on. For me, I dump him in C.
Yeah, I don't think he was. I don't think he was D. But yeah. Do you think he was better than Hogan though?
That's a tough one.
I'd put Albano in D.
Okay. But
what he did had success, but it was so sporadic and I don't think he was good, but what he was asked to do, he was good enough.
I'm with you. Yeah, that's good. I would actually say I put Hulk above him. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Captain Lou Albano is going to be in D tier. D tier. Okay, last but not least, Sting.
I've never seen him in a movie and didn't know he was in a movie.
Okay, so
we just
Sting has
watched
done some Christian movies for sure.
All right.
And then I'm trying to think if I switch over tabs, it'll switch over the tab. Trying to think what he was in a couple Christian movies, but I'm trying to think of what he like mainstream that he was in.
Let's see here. What was his name? Steve Borden. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, Steve Borland, I think.
Steve Borden, I think.
Borden? Yeah.
Look up and see if I can find what he's been in. And Jesus. His Wikipedia page is like War and Peace. Holy Christ. Trying to get to the bottom of it. Man.
I got to see Sting.
Did you?
Yeah.
At a wrestling show or at
Okay, so this was probably 98, either 97 or 98, because I moved to Ypsilanti in 99, so it wasn't. It was before that. And my buddy had heard that they were doing a wrestling show at a church, and the pastor that was at that particular church, he's been dead. He's dead now, but he was an ex-football player that had relationships with some of the wrestlers because he played football with them at some point. And he did like a wrestling show at his church in just outside of Detroit. And me and my buddy went and saw him, and Sting was there. The Steiner brothers were there. And this is before who else was there? Maybe I think the model Rick Martel was there.
Oh Jesus.
Hawk and Animal were there. This was before
wrestling
died.
Here's wrestling trivia for you.
Yeah.
What was Rick Martel's fragrance called?
Oh.
Remember he'd come out down the ramp spraying his little bottle? Yeah.
I want to say arrogance, but I don't think so.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nice one, Derek. Ooh, that was a good trivia question too. That wasn't an easy one.
That was not an easy one. Okay, so yeah, not having a huge amount of like I've seen him and in stuff, but it was like, oh, Sting's in this, and and it was like in passing where I didn't know he was in it, and I was watching it. So it didn't he didn't stand out saying, oh, he's horrible or he was great. He was just in it.
It's almost like if there was not enough information tier, he would go there. I've not seen him in anything.
So I'm gonna put him in D tier just because he's quietly been in stuff, but it was so quiet. It's like, oh, Sting is in this one. Cool. You know what I mean?
So yeah, I'd say stick him in D because I don't know any different. Now, question: these are all guys. Have there been any female wrestling stars that have made it to the movies?
I know Sasha Banks was in
right. Mandalorian. Yeah, she didn't do much.
No, she was
Sunny was in a movie, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, she was in a porn. And then Happy Gilmore 2 had what's her name? Seth Rollins' wife,
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch was in Happy Gilmore 2. She was one of the like psycho golfers that was like the have you watched it yet?
No.
Okay.
But
yeah,
the more I hear people talk about it,
she doesn't really do anything other than snarl. Like she didn't really do anything.
The more I'm not asking you to ruin your review, which you can find on YouTube on its own, but the more I hear people talk about it and the feedback, the more I kind of want to see it where I had no interest in seeing it before.
If you think it's going to be, and you can watch, if you want the spoilers, you can just watch my video. But if you think it's going to be like if it's going to be better than the first one, then yeah.
Well, here's a plot twist for you. I never saw the first one.
You never saw the first one?
Maybe I'll watch that instead.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch. You're gonna have to watch the first one to even understand what's going on with the second one, because it's sort of like, this is what happened in the first one, and then 30 years later, these characters are doing this.
All right, I'll check out the first one because I've heard it's funny. I like funny.
There were some chuckles, but like the first one's iconic. There's so many like good moments in the first one. The second one is a lot of a lot of audience like coddling, where it's like, oh, I remember that. Oh, I remember that. Oh, I remember that. Like there's a lot of fanfare.
Okay, I got you. Fan service, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
No, we'll say though that would make a good tier ranking for a show down the road, like SNL actors in movies.
Oh yeah, we can definitely do a lot of it.
Yeah, there's a million of those.
Somebody else doing this, and I'm like, oh, I forgot people do that.
I do love
we
tier
can
rankings.
definitely deep dive and do a lot more of these. I think they're pretty fun.
All right, so based on this, the world champion of acting in terms of wrestlers goes to The Rock.
Yeah, and then Batista's a close second.
Well, we pretty much agreed on all of it. So
I think we did.
I got no beef with any of this.
Yeah.
Or Kevin Nash.
Yeah, we can definitely do this again. I thought it was pretty fun.
It's fun. I love it. Yep.
Yeah. Because it sparks conversation, and then there will be times that we won't agree on everything.
I'm sure of that.
Yeah.
Stay tuned to our Peanut Butter Falcon review that's coming sometime this week. You'll hear us disagree. I have a feeling on that.
Probably. So yeah, that was pretty fun.
Loved it.
Pretty fun. Okay, so then I've got two kind of lists, and then there's a video that's talking about wrestlers that became actors that we can EFAP. Okay, so this first one is just a kind of a list from IMDb.
I've got to go off camera for about 1 minute, but I'll still be on audio. Unfortunately, if I kill my camera, I'm going to disappear.
Okay.
Let me just 30 seconds. I'm still here. Just
alrighty.
André René. Oh, was that Andre the Giant's real name?
Yes.
I've read stories about his drinking. Have you ever read about his drinking?
Oh yeah, and we can do some other wrestling type of shows. I just have to figure out the aspect that we can do.
Sure.
When I had the idea about this, it's like, okay, there's been enough wrestlers that became actors. We can kind of merge them together. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So there's some other wrestling type of stuff that we can do. I just have to kind of figure out the best way of doing it, because I like trying to keep the film and music part of the channel, but also
Mhm.
being able to talk about different things as well. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So okay, so I don't think they have these. I don't think it's a ranking. I think it's just they listed them. So I don't think they said number one versus Andre the Giant was number one versus you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, so they have Andre the Giant for Princess Bride, which we already talked about that. Suburban Commando for Hulk Hogan, 1991.
Ox Baker.
Ox Baker is let me see if I can pull up his picture.
He looks familiar, but I
think he was more of a stunt guy.
Okay.
And then he was in Escape from New York.
Great movie, by the way.
Yeah, I think he was one of the people that were in the prison. But it was one of those things where it's like, oh, he's in it, but he's also a wrestler. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've just never heard of him as a wrestler.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Kind of weird because I recognize his face, but I don't recognize like his work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 4, John Cena. We already talked about him. Suicide Squad, which was terrible. And then what's the one that's the one where he's got the helmet?
Peacemaker, Peacekeeper, Peace something.
Yeah. He's got a lot of terrible stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Rock, Roddy Piper. I don't know why they have Randy Couture on here because he's not he's not a wrestler. He's not a professional wrestler.
Nor do I think he's ever appeared on a wrestling show.
Yeah,
I've never seen him.
That's kind of a dumb. Whoever put this on here is dumb. Paul Levesque is Triple H. Triple H was in The Nanny. I think it was called The Nanny.
It's another WWE production.
Another WWE production, which wasn't good at all.
I didn't see it, so I don't have an opinion on his acting ability, but my gut tells me he sucked.
Yeah, it was terrible. Steve Austin says The Longest Yard.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Savage, Spider-Man, 2002. Kevin Nash. It says Mike. Magic Mike, XXL, 2015. So he was in something else. Let me see what else he was in. Okay, so Magic Mike, he was in John Wick, The Longest Yard, and then The Punisher, 2004. He was on a little bit more than I thought he was in.
He probably just plays big giant
guy in the background that's huge. Yeah.
Yeah, henchman to the bad guy or something.
Basically, yeah.
Like a heavy. Yeah.
Glenn Jacobs, Kane. See No Evil. That was a horror movie, WWE production.
Mm-hmm.
Lenny Montana. Is that the Brooklyn Brawler?
No, his name is something Horowitz.
I don't recognize this guy. He's the Godfather, the Jerk.
He might have been a wrestler from back in the 60s or something. If he was in the Godfather.
Yeah, Godfather. He was a Kojak.
And the Jerk.
And I don't even recognize his face. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it'd be like, oh, I remember that guy. I don't remember that guy at all.
Mm-hmm. Me neither.
Oh, he passed away in 92. So it was just the Body Ventura Predator. Goldberg, The Longest Yard. Mark Calorie, Undertaker, was in Suburban Commando.
I didn't know that.
Mick Foley, The Peanut Butter Falcon. Do you want to talk about that now? His performance?
Yeah, it sucked. There.
Terrible.
D tier.
Fucking terrible. and Jake the Snake Roberts' performance was fucking terrible too.
It was slightly better than Mick Foley's, but not by
It
much.
was cringe as hell.
Yep.
Terry Funk was in Roadhouse. He actually played a pretty good part in Roadhouse.
I could see that.
Yep. Jeep Swinson. I don't know who that is. Batman or Robin?
Again, he was probably just some jabroni, to use wrestling terms, that got beat up by Batman or Robin.
Batman and Robin, Bulletproof, Nitro, Walker Texas Ranger. He was in The Mask. He has to be some sort of character actor or something that's dressed up in something. See, like he played Bane. He was Bane, so he was the
okay. So he wasn't just a side.
Yeah,
Bane
he was the muscle guy, basically.
Huh. Well, never heard of him as a wrestler.
Tom Lister Jr. or Tiny Liston, The Fifth Element.
Him? Yep.
Friday, which is my favorite. Can I have my bike back? It's my bike, punk. You want some of this? No. That's one of my favorite lines in that movie. No. Bam Bam Bigelow was in Major Pain. You remember Major Pain? That's a cute movie. That's where Damon Wayans is a drill instructor.
Okay. Yeah, I vaguely remember it. I can see that in my head now.
That's a cute movie. It's not going to win any awards, but it's a cute movie.
China. Big John Studd.
Yeah.
On Minton.
Oh, John Minton's Big John Studd?
I guess so. Yeah, I just learned that.
Right there, yeah.
Yep.
Or Big John Studd. I think everybody knows him as Big John Studd. I didn't know his name was John Minton.
I always assumed his real name was Big John. I don't know. Name his mother gave him. Well, he's big. So
Andrew Martin.
That's Test.
That's Test. Yeah, he was pretty much nothing. Jim Dugan. Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh. Yep.
Oh. Dusty Rhodes. Some of these, it's like Monday Night Raw. Okay, that doesn't
really cover Dusty Rhodes, but fine.
It doesn't cover Dusty Rhodes, but okay. Steve Borden, Sting.
Ready to Rumble is a movie.
Ready to Rumble.
We should do a movie review of that movie. What a clusterfuck.
You want to do that next?
I would love to, because I will watch the shit out of that movie. It's so bad, it's amazing.
And then Jimmy Snuka again. Why would you put WWF Championship Wrestling? Why would you do that?
He was kind of a big deal in the WWF back in the day. Superfly, a little bit.
Superfly. Didn't he kill somebody? Pretty sure he killed somebody.
Allegedly, he killed a woman, like a girlfriend that I guess didn't check her tone or got mouthy. I don't know what happened, but yes, allegedly he was responsible for the death of a woman.
She didn't allegedly check her tone.
Well, I mean, I don't know what happened. I'm just assuming. Well,
okay.
It's a big show.
So this is from Sportscaster, and I remember him. I remember the Giant being in Jingle All the Way.
Do
you ever see that?
No, but I didn't know that Big Show was Big Show, right? Yeah. Didn't know he was in it. Huh.
So Jingle All the Way was basically Arnold Schwarzenegger. He promised his son he was give him a toy, and it's like the hottest toy around. So it's like a battle to get this one toy, and then he runs into the Big Show, and then Sinbad is like the antagonist, where Sinbad's also trying to get his son his toy. So Sinbad and Arnold are great in that movie. It's so funny for a Christmas movie,
starring the Big Show. How about that?
Bam Bam Bigelow in Familiar Territories.
Well, I think they're saying he's in familiar territory as his character in Major Pain, like a big, beefy.
Oh, he has a big, heavy.
Yeah.
Damage Fighting for Heart Surgery. Steve Austin plays a good guy, ex-con. Yeah, that's what it's called. Damage Fighting for Heart Surgery. I've never heard of that. You ever heard of that?
Either. Nope.
It has to be WWE Productions that basically got shit out and then see ya.
Yeah, it's funny he didn't make it bigger in movies. He's like a super. I keep using the word charismatic, but that would apply to.
I think he has a lot. He has a lot in common with Hogan. He's got a lot of aches and pains, so I think he's limited. Same guy from the before.
Old Ox.
Yeah. Escape from New York. And I'm pretty sure that he's sort of like one of those background actors where it's like, oh, that you don't really pay attention to, but it seems he's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I got you.
80s and 90s. You know what I mean?
A lot of that happening back then. Like, oh, I recognize that guy.
Yeah.
He was in the other movie for a minute that I watched.
Bubble Boy.
Was that Stacy Keibler?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, she's S tier if we had a ranking.
Yeah.
For divas.
She's super hot.
Ridiculously hot.
Not ridiculously hot, but not talented, really.
Managed to date George Clooney for a while. That was quite a step up for her.
Yeah. Why would you have Arnold Schwarzenegger on here? Okay.
Well, it's because Big Show's in it, I guess.
Maybe. Mick Foley. All That Remains. I think that might have been like a documentary or something. But his peanut butter movie was terrible.
Not good.
Over the Top. Oh yeah, Terry Funk was in Over the Top too.
Okay, I remember. I watched Over the Top as a goof because I heard it was awful, so it was right up my alley, and I remember him in that. Yep.
Terry Funk was in a lot of stuff, but again, he was the heavy guy. Like he was in Roadhouse as the heavy. He was in Over the Top as the heavy. You know,
he doesn't look like Terry.
Had a pretty decent career.
Yeah, he doesn't look like Terry Funk in that picture though. He's all cleaned up.
Yeah,
I'm used to seeing him with his face covered in blood and barbed wire, his big straggly hair. See,
Jerry the King Lawler.
That's
So
right.
he was on Man. I mean, he was on Man on the Moon. He pile drive Jim Carrey, and you know he was famously, you know, with Andy Kaufman.
Oh yeah,
and that's one of the conspiracy theories of wrestling, because it was all set up, but people thought it was so real. Like, oh my God, Jerry the King Lawler hates Andy Kaufman. He hates him when the whole thing was all set up.
Yep, it was all the work.
But I thought it was real.
I think people thought it was real because it bled out into the mainstream because Andy Kaufman was a well-known comic. So people who weren't familiar with how wrestling works saw this, and it probably added to the noise saying, shit, that was real. You see, not knowing nothing in wrestling is real.
And what I understand is Jerry the King Lawler was more pissed at Jim Carrey than he was at Andy Kaufman, because Andy Kaufman's whole thing was set up. Jim Carrey he's a method actor, so he stays in character the whole time. So he was treating Jerry the King Lawler bad because he was still in character, not liking him.
I could see how that would annoy Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
Like, come on, brother, don't you get it? It's all the work, brother.
It was all the work. But Jim Carrey's not from that industry. So it's like you can't be too pissed at him, But who knows? George Steele. George the Animal Steele.
Wasn't one of his big things in the ring he would eat the stuffing of the turnbuckles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what he did before he became a professional wrestler? School teacher in Detroit, Michigan.
What? Holy.
Yeah, he's a school teacher and was a part-time wrestler, and then he finally convinced finally convinced him to do it full time. But he was a school teacher in Detroit, Michigan.
If he were my teacher, I'd show up on time every day and have all my work done and never disrupt class.
Yeah, and he was in Ed Wood. I think I've only seen parts of Ed Wood. I don't think I've ever actually sat down and watched it.
Such a great movie, and it's about filmmaking, Derek. I think you would really love it.
I've always seen clips. I've never actually sat down and watched it.
It's a good one.
Haystack Calhoun.
It's probably one of my favorite wrestling names of all time.
Haystacks Calhoun.
Yeah, love it.
And that's it. That's it for that list. Yeah, there was a couple of them on that list that didn't really make it because they were only in like one thing. So it's like hard to justify putting everybody's picture up there,
Yeah. Yeah, no, you did a good job capturing all you didn't miss any main ones, really.
No. A couple of the girls, but like I said, the girls really haven't carried anything. They've been in Sasha Banks was in Mandalorian and had a dozen lines, maybe.
Yeah, she just did acrobatics and said maybe 3 sentences. I mean, she was fine.
Basically. She was eye candy as far as I'm concerned.
I don't even know about that, but to each their own.
Yeah.
Different strokes.
Different strokes for different folks.
That's right.
Okay, so this is the last video that we have on it, and this sort of just kind of encompasses wrestlers and acting. So it's going to touch on a lot of the people that we had talked about.
Okay.
But it sort of kind of highlights some of the movies that they're actually in and stuff like that. So
sounds good. Oh,
Ronda Rousey. But I know she was in Entourage for an episode.
Gina Carano was in The Mandalorian, season 1.
She was in Mandalorian. She was also in
Death on the Prairie or something like that. It was a movie that
was after. Yeah.
That was done by Ben Shapiro's production company, which my daughter actually got to go to the premiere for that because her husband worked for Ben Shapiro.
Okay. Yeah, she was in one of the Fast and the Furiouses, and she was really thin in that, really hot.
Dude, she's my Italian family. If I would have walked in the door with Gina Carano back in the day on my arm, they would have never let her leave the house. I wouldn't have either. I think she's a dime. Even when she was a little bigger, I still think she's hot.
Oh yeah, I think she's I think she's a cute girl. But when she's thinner, oh god, yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't recall. What did you say, Derek? Roadhouse? Wasn't she in?
I know she was in. She was in the movie for Entourage.
Okay.
And her acting was mid.
I thought Gina Carano was actually quite good in The Mandalorian. I liked her character.
Gina Carano was in MMA. She wasn't in wrestling.
That's true. Good point. The one thing I liked about her character in the Star Wars series, Gina Carano, I know she's MMA, but she kicked ass in the show, but it's Gina Carano, so you sort of bought it. Like it's not like one of these 80-pound girls beating up a 200-pound guy. It's Gina Carano who probably could whoop a little ass.
Because Gina Carano's OG MMA.
Oh, yeah. I think she was the first big female fighter. It was before Ronda Rousey. She was like the first one. Yep.
And they talked about having a Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano fight.
Yeah, well, a little late for that now, but
I think it's a little late for that now. Yeah, but
I'd still watch it.
I probably still would do.
Yeah. Well, then I guess it's not too late. We'll pay the two people
beat the hell out of each other. I love
it. Right.
Okay, so let me start this one.
Just about the bright lights and blockbuster roles. These larger-than-life personas bring the charisma, athleticism, and storytelling skills that made them icons in the squared circle straight to the big screen. But who made the most shocking transformations? Stick around as we reveal the wrestlers who swapped their tights for movie scripts, and which ones truly became a box office sensation. Let's start with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the man who can do it all.
What was that?
I said we didn't mention Guardians of the Galaxy for Batista. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. I mean, he was in stuff before that, but that was his first major big hit movie that he was in.
From electrifying WWE arenas, where he became a 10-time world champion and one of the most charismatic superstars.
He was so good. God, he's so good.
Amazing.
And he would own okay, so for the most part, WWE is like scripted and they want the people to go as scripted, but The Rock has been always traditionally one of the ones that doesn't have to be scripted. So some of the stuff that he comes up with is just so damn funny.
He's one of the best on the mic of all time in wrestling. Yeah. Maybe the best.
And his dad wasn't even really that great on the microphone. His dad was more of a body guy, like first black heavyweight champion in WWE. He's more of a body guy. He wasn't really a talker. Yep. And then, The Rock is just unreal.
Stars in history to dominating Hollywood blockbusters, The Rock's larger-than-life story is packed with inspiration. The Rock transitioned from wrestling to acting during the early 2000s, a move fueled by his widespread recognition and knack for captivating diverse audiences. Following his success in WWE, where he captivated millions with his electrifying presence and unmatched promo skills, Hollywood quickly took notice. His debut role in The Mummy Returns in 2001 marked the beginning.
Which I wouldn't really call that a debut because that's a CGI version of The Rock. That doesn't even really look like him.
Yeah, but didn't he star in a sequel? I swear I remember him being the star in one of these mummy movies.
Well, he was in, I think he was the Mummy King or something.
Scorpion King.
Scorpion King. But then he was in the actual, what was those movies called with Brendan Fraser?
Those were the Mummy movies.
The Mummy movies.
Mm-hmm.
So he debuted in the Mummy movie, and then he has his own movie, The Scorpion King, which is based off of that.
Yep.
So that's like his look, but I wouldn't exactly call him like The Rock being in the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's almost just his look is in the movie.
Right.
Beginning of a new chapter, seamlessly blending his WWE persona with a cinematic flair. This transition wasn't just a career pivot. It was a calculated move that leveraged his wrestling fame to establish himself as a bankable star in the film industry. Playing the Scorpion King, he carried the charisma and physicality he honed in WWE into his performance. This role led to his first starring gig in The Scorpion King in 2002. The movie earned him a $5.5 million paycheck, setting a record for the highest salary for an actor's first lead role. Talk about laying the smackdown on expectations. Wrestlers turned actors often face skepticism, but The Rock didn't just break the mold, he shattered it. Sure, Hulk Hogan tried with Suburban Commando, but The Rock went global. Early on, Hollywood insiders suggested he lose weight, ditch his wrestling persona.
And like I said, he pre-sells movies in China. So like Fast and Furious is they put him in there because so when you pre-sell a movie is you're already making your budget back before it even comes out.
Yep.
So
and the other
you make in the box office is just extra.
And the other thing he has going is women like him. I saw The Scorpion King in the movie theater because my wife wanted to go see it.
Oh,
so
really?
I went with her.
Okay.
We used to watch pay-per-views and she's like, "Oh, brother, pay-per wrestling." But if John Cena or The Rock were on, she would sit down and watch. She liked them.
Okay.
She dragged me to the theater to see her fantasy boyfriend, and I wound up liking the movie.
Oh, nice.
And keep quiet about his WWE past. Instead, he embraced his roots, proving you don't need to fit the mold to succeed. His decision to proudly carry his WWE legacy opened the doors for stars like John Cena and Dave Bautista to follow suit, showing that acknowledging your roots can be a strength rather than a liability. How's that for a people's champion? What truly sets The Rock apart is his ability to seamlessly excel in multiple domains, from action-packed blockbusters to heartwarming animated features and even comedic roles. He's not just the action star who brought new energy to blockbuster series like Fast and Furious and Jumanji. He's also the lovable Maui in Moana, belting out, "You're welcome," like a pro. And who could forget his comedic turn in Tooth Fairy? 7 Bucks Productions is The Rock's own production company, born from a tough time in his life when he had just $7 to his name. Today, it's behind many of his biggest hits, granting him creative control and consistently producing successful and impactful projects. Plus, it's a nod to his rise to success, showcasing his transformation into a global icon. What's next for Dwayne? The Smashing Machine. Brace yourselves for a dramatic turn. The Rock stars as Mark Kerr, an MMA legend battling addiction. Directed by Benny Safdie, this A24 film is set to showcase a raw, emotional side of The Rock we've never seen before. In 2026, The Rock is set to appear in 3 highly anticipated movies, each highlighting a unique aspect of his career evolution. In the live-action remake of Moana, he reprises his beloved role as Maui, reconnecting with family audiences through the charm and humor that made the animated original a classic. In Jumanji 4, he returns as Dr. Smolder Bravestone, showcasing his knack for reviving blockbuster franchises.
They really need 4?
I guess so.
With a perfect blend of humor.
I haven't even watched 1.
That's the only one I've seen. It's great. Robin Williams is awesome, so he was good in it.
Humor and action. Meanwhile, in Fast X Part 2, he reignites the high-octane energy as Luke Hobbs, reaffirming his place as a dominant force in the action genre. From WWE to Hollywood, The Rock continues to inspire with his relentless drive and unmatched charisma. The People's Champion has truly become a global icon. Now let's talk about John Cena. Yes, the man who's practically synonymous with WWE and has somehow found a way to crush it in Hollywood too. From action-packed blockbusters to laugh-out-loud comedies, Cena has carved out his own unique corner in the entertainment world.
I disagree. Most of his stuff is not good.
No, I can't recall ever hearing that he was great in something.
Yeah, there's some nuggets out there. Like I said, I really like that wrestling movie with he's like a big brother.
He may have been better in a Batista type role, like not the headliner, but like a side character. He probably would be good as that, but I don't know about him carrying a movie.
And honestly, who saw that coming when he was tossing people around in the ring? Here's a fun fact. John Cena wasn't always keen on acting. His first big screen moment was in 2006's The Marine, courtesy of WWE Studios. While the film didn't exactly become a critical darling, it was a solid showcase for...
Yeah, it was a solid movie. I don't know if you ever saw that.
I didn't see it. I know they made a sequel, but John Cena was too big for the sequel, so they put The Miz in that role. I'm like, boy, that's a downgrade.
Yeah, the first Marine was okay, but it's sort of like just kind of your basic action movie.
Probably the most successful WWE movie, probably. I would think.
Maybe. It's possible.
Cena's natural ability to anchor action sequences. His performance hinted at the potential to become an action star, blending physicality with a magnetic screen presence honed from years in the wrestling ring. While the movie didn't exactly sweep the Oscars, it did give Cena a taste of the spotlight outside the ring, but he'll be the first to admit he wasn't ready for Hollywood back then, saying, "I was still learning how to connect with audiences beyond the wrestling ring." He kept dabbling, though, with films like 12 Rounds and Legendary, slowly but surely building his confidence in front of the camera, and then...
Oh, Legendary is the one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's called Legendary. He's a mat wrestler, like a collegiate wrestler, and his little brother's getting picked on, and he basically helps his little brother like get confidence and like learn how to wrestle, and his little brother becomes a world champion and stuff. It's actually pretty good.
It's like a feel-good movie.
Yeah, it's a feel-good movie. But could somebody else have played that role? Yes. So it's not like John Cena like completely like blew it away, but it was good. I'm not going to take it away from him.
And came the game changer, comedy. It wasn't just a new genre for Cena. It was a platform that allowed him to connect with audiences in an entirely different way. His performance in Trainwreck proved that he could be more than just a tough guy. It showed he could make people laugh, often by poking fun at himself. This shift into comedy gave Cena a chance to showcase his versatility and prove to Hollywood that he had range, opening doors to even bigger opportunities. Yep, Cena's hilarious turn in Trainwreck in 2015 as Amy Schumer's overzealous, awkward boyfriend had audiences cracking up and Hollywood taking notes.
He was
Who knew
great
the guy
in that.
famous for yelling, "You can't see me"?
What was that?
That Amy Schumer movie. He was really good in that. Very funny.
Oh, was he?
Mm-hmm.
Could make us laugh so hard. That role opened the floodgates, leading to laugh out.
Yeah, I don't like Amy Schumer.
Me neither. It was another wife watch.
Out loud performances in Sister's Daddy's Home and Blockers. Cena himself said, "Comedy gave me the freedom to show a different side of myself, one that fans hadn't really seen before, and fans loved it." But don't think Cena's all about the jokes. He's mastered the action comedy sweet spot, blending his wrestling swagger with his comedic chops. The perfect example? His role as Peacemaker in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. Cena delivered the laughs, nailed the action, and even managed to tug at our heartstrings, especially in the Peacemaker finale, where his vulnerability and humanity added unexpected emotional depth to a character known for brash humor and over-the-top antics. Peacemaker's success earned him his own HBO Max series, where Cena showed off his range as both a dramatic and comedic actor. Seriously, if you haven't seen it yet, what are you waiting for? Of course,
Zero interest.
No, none. All right. While we're paused, here's a trivia, and I don't expect you to know this, but it's a guess. So I pulled up top highest grossing movies with wrestlers in them.
Okay.
What do you think? Give me your.
Well, Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one has to be pretty close.
That's number 2.
Okay. The first one is going to be.
You want me to give you the wrestler?
Give me 1 second. Let's see here, who would be. They probably didn't carry it. It's probably an ensemble.
Yeah, I would say so. Yep.
Okay, what's going to be that?
It's Furious 7
with The Rock.
With The Rock, 352 million. I'm assuming that's domestic.
Okay. Yeah, that's why he pre-sells.
And then a little surprise, number 3 was Get Smart, the movie, because it had Great Khali in it, which I did not know.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
There you go. He's a box office draw, the Great Khali. Confirmed.
All he has to do is go.
All right. Sorry, I thought that'd be a fun little question.
That's all good.
Cena's Hollywood rise wasn't all smooth sailing. He openly talks about the challenges of transitioning from wrestling to acting, saying, if you have any chance of success, you have to really, really prepare as much as you can. His WWE background turned out to be a secret weapon, though. Years of performing live in front of massive crowds sharpened his improvisational skills and taught him how to adapt quickly to unexpected situations. Whether cutting promos or choreographing intense physical sequences, Cena developed a knack for storytelling that translated seamlessly to acting. This unique foundation gave him an edge in delivering authentic performances, both in action-packed roles and comedic scenes that required split-second timing. Years of cutting promos and performing live helped him master.
What was that?
He's been in so many things. Like I didn't realize. I'm like,
yeah, but they're not.
None of them are great.
Yeah, they're not great.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, okay, John Cena's there. Cool. You know what I mean? It's like awkward silence because it's like nobody.
Which we just illustrated for about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like, John Cena.
Yeah,
how about that? Good for him.
Improvisation, a skill James Gunn called Cena the greatest improviser he's ever worked with. Not too shabby, right? Fast forward to 2024, and Cena's got a resume that's nothing short of impressive. He's been part of mega franchises like Fast and Furious, starred in the critically acclaimed Barbie, and kept fans entertained with projects like Freelance. While some of his films haven't
starred in Barbie?
Yeah, I don't know about that. That's a bit of a stretch.
That's a stretch.
He was in Barbie.
And home runs.
He showed up one day.
Like Playing with Fire or Doolittle. His willingness to tackle diverse roles shows just how committed he is to leveling up as an actor. And let's be real, his journey is a total inspiration. Proof that with hustle, perseverance...
And he's a cuck.
Oh, the China thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened is they basically made him go naked on a stage in front of a crowd.
That was at an award show, wasn't it?
Yeah. Was it the Oscars?
I think so.
It was either the Oscars. It was the.
I think you're right.
Field. It was one of them where they basically told him to go meet naked. If that's not a cuck, I don't know what is.
It's fair.
They basically told him, "We'll do this, otherwise we're going to cut you off." I guess I'm cut off because go fuck yourself.
That's what I would do. Of course, they wouldn't ask me to be naked, so yeah.
He wants those dear roles keep coming in, so he's gonna. Yeah, that's why I don't like Cena because he's a cuck.
And a willingness to laugh at yourself, you can smash through any barrier. Now let's talk about Dave Bautista. Yes, the guy who used to powerbomb his way through WWE and now lights up the big screen with his acting chops. Whether you're a fan of Drax the Destroyer...
I mean, honestly, I think he's a better actor than he was a wrestler.
He was a pretty boring wrestler.
He was a pretty boring wrestler.
He was just big guy, had like 2 moves and would...
Correct.
Like this guy said, just powerbomb people. That was his thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, I think he's a better actor than he was a wrestler.
I think so, too. I agree.
I mean, he had a cool look, and he was in some
yeah.
cool stables and everything else. But yeah, he's definitely a better actor than he's a wrestler.
Or marveled at his work in Blade Runner 2049 and Dune, Bautista's evolution from wrestler to Hollywood star is nothing short of jaw-dropping. And the best part, he's only just getting started. Bautista's first film role was in 2006's Relative Strangers. He's the first to admit it wasn't great, but instead of throwing in the towel, he used it as motivation to get better. Reflecting on this experience, Bautista realized the importance of honing his craft and seeking roles that would allow him to grow.
He's not as much of a cuck as Cena, but he's also a cuck too.
He's been looking pretty zesty lately in the publicity pictures that I see. I'm like, that's Batista? Jesus.
Yeah, he's like he's dressing very flamboyant.
Yeah.
He cucked for the Democratic Party. Did all kinds of like videos for him and all kinds of other stupid shit. So he's not as much of a cuck as Cena, but he's Cuck Jr.
Be a tag team.
Tag team Cuck Jr.
This mindset led him to take on smaller projects and guest spots that helped him sharpen his skills while keeping an eye on the bigger picture. Early gigs like guest appearances on Chuck and Smallville gave him a chance to test the waters while still tearing it up in the wrestling ring. Slowly but surely, he was building his foundation. Unlike many wrestlers turned actors who dive headfirst into action flicks, Bautista had a different vision. Instead of sticking to generic action roles, he aimed for performances that showcased his emotional depth, such as his guest spot in Smallville, where he portrayed a complex villain rather than a simple bruiser. This choice demonstrated his early efforts to stand out as more than just the muscle on screen. He wanted to be taken seriously as an actor, not just as the big guy who throws punches. That determination set him apart. But let's not sugarcoat it. His journey wasn't all red carpets and box office hits. Bautista faced financial struggles, even losing his house and cars at one point. And thanks to his massive physique, he found himself typecast early on, stuck in roles that didn't show his range. Movies like House of the Rising Sun in 2011 didn't exactly scream Oscar contender, but they were stepping stones. Here's where things get interesting.
Yeah, I don't like those type of when I'm saying that, is I understand stepping stones for sure, but he didn't have to choose that movie.
Well, I mean, they said he was broke, so maybe he felt he had to.
Maybe he felt like he had to
pay the mortgage or whatever.
I mean, you know, when you give the actor the out, and oh well, you know, it didn't turn out that great, and he did it. He had a great performance, but the whole movie, bro, he's the one that chose that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's not always on the actor, and it's not always on the director. Sometimes it just doesn't land with your audience.
That's true. I do respect the fact that he doesn't want to take roles where he's just a big meathead.
Yeah, I mean, I do respect that. Yeah.
Bautista got some crucial advice from fellow wrestler Stone Cold Steve Austin. Don't take bad scripts just for the paycheck, Austin warned. Bautista listened, even when it meant passing on roles he could have easily cashed in on. That patience paid off big time when Marvel came knocking with Guardians of the Galaxy in 2014. As Drax, Bautista proved he wasn't just about muscle. His comedic timing was spot on, and fans loved him for it. Guardians was the breakthrough he needed. Suddenly, Bautista was more than just the wrestler turned actor. He was a legit Hollywood player. He showed off his range in Spectre in 2015 as a Bond villain, then blew us away in Blade Runner 2049 in 2017 with a nuanced, emotional performance. By the time he joined the cast of Dune and Glass Onion, it was clear Bautista wasn't here to play second fiddle. In Dune, he brought an imposing and layered intensity as Glossu Raban, while in Glass Onion, he stole scenes with his sharp humor and surprising vulnerability as Duke Cody, proving his versatility once again. One of the coolest things about Bautista, he's always pushing himself. He doesn't just settle for big action roles. He actively hunts for dramatic, character-driven parts. In Knock at the Cabin in 2023, he delivered one of his most challenging performances, portraying a conflicted man tasked with a morally impossible decision. The role required Bautista to balance physical intensity with a raw, emotional vulnerability, all while grappling with the story's ethical dilemmas. Remarkably, he tackled this deeply nuanced character with almost no prep time. showcasing just how far his acting range has come. It's this commitment to growth that sets him apart. Bautista's story is proof that success doesn't come easy, but it's worth the grind. From his days as a WWE powerhouse to working with visionary directors like Denis Villeneuve and Rian Johnson, he's shown that hard work, smart choices, and a willingness to take risks can pay off big time. Now let's talk about Mercedes Varnado, better known to wrestling fans as Sasha Banks in WWE and Mercedes Moné in the wider wrestling world. She's not just dominating the ring, she's making waves on the big and small screens, proving that her star power knows no bounds. Whether she's suplexing her way to victory or stealing scenes in a galaxy.
I disagree.
I disagree too. Nobody knows who she is really, except for Sasha Banks, and she's made zero dent in the movie industry.
Yes.
Far, far away.
And her character in Mandalorian was just a background character that said something every once in a while.
Right.
Mercedes is all about versatility and breaking barriers.
She's doing the bird hands.
Here's a fun fact. Mercedes made her acting debut.
What was that?
She's doing the bird hands thing when she talks.
Yeah, I hate that. The bird hand thing or the... What I'm saying is, what I need you to...
She didn't do the head swivel thing, but she did do the this.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
In the second season of Disney Plus's hit series The Mandalorian in 2020. This role didn't just showcase her natural on-screen presence, it also opened doors for her to take on more significant acting opportunities. By delivering a standout performance as Casca Reeves, Mercedes caught the attention of Hollywood insiders, proving that she could seamlessly...
Disagree.
Not really. Yeah.
Anybody could have played that role. She didn't make it like anything different than some other random person.
She was fine in the fight scenes, which you would expect her to be.
Yeah. I think that's just somebody cucking for her.
Transition from wrestling to acting while bringing a unique charisma to every project. She played Casca Reeves, a badass Mandalorian warrior and loyal member of the Night Owls. Her
She's like a
performance
wannabe.
totally nailed it. Fans and critics loved how she brought...
What was that?
I just said she's like a wannabe, kind of.
Yeah.
Her in-ring charisma to the role, giving Casca Reeves a distinct presence in every scene. It's safe to say Mercedes didn't just step into acting, she kicked the door down. But wait, there's more. In January 2023, Mercedes popped up on the USA Network game show Barmageddon as a celebrity contestant. The episode was filmed before her WWE exit, making it a cool crossover moment for fans who followed her journey. It symbolized a unique blending of her...
I never heard of that, didn't care.
Nope.
Wrestling and
I think they're just trying to pigeonhole her into this because she's a woman.
Maybe. Yeah. Yep.
I don't have
Probably.
And here's the thing, I don't have a problem with women actors, but don't pigeonhole them telling me that I'm supposed to like this person that hasn't done nothing. If Meryl Streep all of a sudden became a fucking professional wrestler, then I'd be like, yeah, listen to that lady.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah, but this dude, whoever wrote this AI script, is really gaslighting this whole Mercedes Moné or whatever the whole Varnado, Sasha Banks. Nobody gives a shit about her in Hollywood.
Acting worlds, giving fans a chance to celebrate her expanding career path while still enjoying the charisma and energy that made her a wrestling icon. Around the same time, she took a big step in her...
She went to so she left WWE because she wanted a shitload of money, thinking that she was a star, and WWE basically said, bye-bye.
Yep.
And then she started in like a WWE movie that didn't do anything.
Right.
And then she went overseas, won a championship. She had a decent career in New Japan Wrestling. They basically said, bye-bye. You want more money? Okay, bye-bye. And then now she's in AEW. And eventually she's going to probably leave AEW because she thinks she's a bigger star than she is.
I could not agree more, but she did get, as the kids say, the bag from Tony Khan.
And I don't have a problem with people trying to get the bag, but when you're acting like a bigger star than you actually are, that's a problem.
My buddy's a huge wrestling fan, like eats and sleeps it. And I'll watch shows with him every now and again. And we talked about her going to AEW, and he's like, well, it's going to bring a lot of eyes to the product. I said, who's ever paid for a ticket to a wrestling show to see her? Nobody, ever.
Nobody. If you're gonna watch it, if you're gonna go buy a ticket right now for a WWE event, who are you going to see?
Nowadays,
Yeah,
I don't know. No, Rey Mysterio is a little old, but one of the bigger names. Logan Paul's, the Paul kid's pretty fun to watch. I don't know. I don't know much.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
Cody.
he's a big deal. Cody Rhodes, yep, would do that.
Those are the people I'm going to see. I'm not going to see one of the secondary girls.
No.
If I went to if I went to a AEW show right now, who am I going to see? Kenny, the Bucks,
Will Ospreay. Yeah.
Will Ospreay.
I will say though, their women's division is pretty good. Better than WWE.
Decent. I'm not going to the show and buying the ticket because of them.
Right.
They're just sort of like a cherry on top.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, that was a cool match. You know what I mean? I'm not going. They don't draw money.
No.
And for as much as these feminists want to say that they draw money, they don't draw money.
You know who I think the one woman in wrestling that did draw? China.
Yeah, I think China did draw money.
But other than that,
I mean, it didn't help
Trish Stratus
with
maybe,
the DX.
and maybe Trish Stratus, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But
Not
yeah, these
Sasha
girls
Banks.
don't draw money. So when these feminists are like, well, the girls need to be paid more. Well, then start drawing money.
Well, it's like the WNBA thing when they're wearing T-shirts.
They're not
saying,
drawing money. Yeah.
Well, it says pay us what we're worth. I'm like, well, you're getting paid more than you're worth, except for Caitlin Clark. The rest of you,
worthless.
Right.
And it's not hating women, but I'm going to put my horses behind somebody that draws money.
I'm strictly speaking like the U.S. women's soccer team when they were complaining, or the WNBA. It's not that we don't like women or don't think women's sports should exist, but you can't demand more money when you're not drawing any money. That's not how the world works. You can't just pluck the dollars off the tree. You got to generate the income, then you can have some of it.
Yeah,
Like
and then the
NFL.
women's soccer team is complaining about stuff. They play a 15-year-old team with a bunch of high schoolers and get their ass beat.
I saw that. They also played a game against some retired soccer players that were like 50.
Yeah, and they got
And
their
they're
ass
all
beat there.
asses. I mean, they could have lost.
Draw money, and then any real competition, you don't do anything.
Right.
How am I supposed to be like, go team? It's never going to happen.
I pay a ticket.
I'm a results person. You gotta show some results.
I pay a ticket to go see the Indiana Fever women's basketball team play like the LA Lakers. It's just for fun, just to watch.
It is funny to see when Caitlin Clark plays versus when she doesn't. It's pretty funny.
Nobody cares about it if she's not playing. She's the draw.
Yeah.
I'm all for her getting a lot of money.
And for all these black women that try to fucking intimidate her and push her down, it's like, she's the draw. You should be kissing her ass. She's a fucking draw.
She's the Hulk Hogan. You respect her. She's the one bringing in money for everybody. So
yeah,
right.
I don't get it. Fucking women are dumb.
Impulse control issues.
Her acting career with a role in the action thriller film The Collective. Playing Nikita alongside Paul Ben Victor, she added yet another career with a role.
Who? The Collective.
I've never heard of it.
Okay, so Paul Van Victor is he's an old school actor that's been in a bunch of stuff but never carried anything.
Okay.
Ruby
Rose was in Batwoman on the CW network.
She never carried anything.
No.
And then Mercedes never carried anything.
Well, the other thing is, if you like, who people maybe know Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
Just her name. Who the fuck is Mercedes Vernado? Who? Like, nobody would know who that was.
No, they wouldn't.
I didn't even know that was her last name until 5 minutes ago.
So it's like you're giving her props for something that she's not going to draw money on.
Nope.
It's going to be on Netflix, or it's going to be on the Disney Channel show. It's going to be on something where they're going to try to get eyeballs on it, but she's not drawing fucking money.
Nope.
Nobody gives a shit.
In the action thriller film The Collective. Playing Nikita alongside Paul Ben Victor, she added yet another feather to her cap, showing off her range as an actor. If that wasn't enough, Mercedes made a power move in November 2024 by signing with United Talent.
And she's got a schnoz. Did you notice that?
I don't find her
shots. The camera doesn't love her. She's got a fucking schnoz.
I don't find her terribly attractive, but she's kind of not my type anyway.
So
Sorry.
you're gonna have to get a nose job for number one.
Agency, UTA, one of the industry's top agencies.
I'm just saying is there are some people, and this guys and girls, that the camera just loves. Just absolutely freaking loves. I got one on my movie, the guy that plays the father. The camera absolutely loves him.
Now, what do you mean when you say that?
Where, like, no matter what angle that you have, they look great.
Okay.
It's not one of those things where you only have to pick one side because the other side doesn't look that great. So, like, the camera loves the person. So it doesn't matter if you have a wide shot, a close up, this angle, that angle. The camera just loves them.
All right. So you're suggesting Sasha Banks probably shouldn't have a profile in the movie?
She got schnapps. Yeah.
Known for representing Hollywood's biggest stars and securing high-profile projects. Translation, she's setting herself
See, most of those people were Asian.
I did.
up for even bigger opportunities in film, TV, theater, and beyond. It's clear she's not just dipping her toes into Hollywood, she's diving in head first. What's really cool about Mercedes is how her wrestling background gives her an edge in action roles. Her portrayal of Casca Reeves felt so authentic, likely because she's no stranger to physical storytelling.
Okay, whoever wrote this fucking loves this fucking woman.
I know. What they're really going on about her.
God damn.
Standout moment was her fight scene in The Mandalorian, where Casca takes on a squad of stormtroopers with seamless precision and intensity. Every punch, kick, and
those are Mandalorians, dude. Those weren't stormtroopers.
Oh, did he say
maneuver showcased Mercedes'
He said stormtroopers. Those are fucking Mandalorians. Okay, AR fucking guy, stop cucking.
ability to tell a story through action, making the character unforgettable. Years in the ring prepared her to bring that same energy and precision to her performances on screen. As of December 2024, Mercedes is balancing her wrestling commitments with her blossoming acting career. With UTA backing her and a track record of deliberate role choices, the sky's the limit. So, what's next for Mercedes? More action, more drama, and maybe even a leading role or two. Who knows? Maybe we'll see her headlining blockbuster films soon. Now let's talk about
Okay.
Did her agent write this script? It was like a hype piece. Oh, Edge.
She is not good enough to carry a movie by herself at all. She's not good enough. Number two, with all the popularity of the wrestling fans behind her, and she's still not successful at her acting, those fans are not carrying along with her.
Nope. The only ones that maybe would go to see it are the real, like, low-level creepy wrestling fans who
possibly
mouth breathe over the women all the time and needle them on X and stuff.
Why do you think The Rock is so big? Because his wrestling fans moved over when he moved over.
Right. Plus, women like him. That helps. And guys like him. Like, everybody likes The Rock. Who doesn't like The Rock?
I'm sick and tired of these people fucking lying. Where it's like, she's not good enough, number one. Number two, she doesn't have the draw that a Rock has. Or even fucking Cena. I'm not a huge Cena fan when it comes to his acting, but he's still a draw. He's just still drawing money.
Yeah. He'll sell a few tickets. Sure.
So it's like these fucking people that they live in a fucking not in reality. You know what I mean?
Adam Copeland, better known to WWE fans as Edge. Not only has he spearheaded countless epic moments in the wrestling ring, but he's also carved out an impressive acting career. Seriously, this guy can do it all. Whether he's crushing it as a villain or diving into dramatic roles, Copeland's journey from superstar wrestler to accomplished actor is one for the books. Fun fact, Copeland's first acting gig was way back in 2000, when he played a road bandit named Lachlan in the fantasy film Highlander: Endgame. While the role was small, it marked the start of his exploration into acting, giving him an early taste of life on a film set. This experience may not have catapulted him to stardom, but it planted the seeds for his later transition from wrestling to Hollywood. A small role? Sure, but hey, everyone's got to start somewhere, right? Fast forward to 2011, and after retiring from wrestling due to medical reasons, Copeland threw himself into acting full-time. His big break? A recurring role as Dwight Hendrickson in Sci-Fi's Haven. And get this, his character had the supernatural ability to attract bullets. How cool.
Did you ever watch it? I know you're a sci-fi guy.
Never heard of it.
Oh, you never heard of it?
No, the only thing I've ever heard of that he's been in is the show Vikings. heard of that, but I didn't
Cool as
even know he
that.
was in anything else.
Okay.
Copeland nailed it, earning a Golden Maple Award nomination for Best Actor in a TV series broadcast in the US in 2015. Not too shabby for a guy who used to enter arenas through a cloud of smoke and pyrotechnics. But that's not all. In 2015, Copeland dipped into the superhero world as Atom Smasher in The Flash and even popped up in the Canadian detective drama Private Eyes in 2016. From 2017 to 2020, he took on the role of Ketil Flatnose in the historical drama Vikings. What made Ketil such a standout character was his transformation from a loyal family man to a deeply conflicted and power-hungry figure. Copeland brought a raw intensity and emotional depth to the role, showcasing the complexity of a man driven to desperate measures by his circumstances. His ability to balance Ketil's vulnerability with his darker traits left a lasting impression on fans and critics. This wasn't just another tough guy role. Copeland brought depth and nuance to Ketil, making him one of the most complex characters in the series. And the fun doesn't stop there. In October 2022, Disney Plus announced that Copeland would be stepping into the role of Ares, the god of war, in Percy Jackson and the Olympians. This role is a major milestone in his acting career, marking his entry into a global...
You excited about that?
No, but I'm just, this is not negative or positive. I didn't know he was in so much stuff.
I didn't either.
Percy Jackson, that's like a big deal.
I mean, he doesn't advertise the fact he's in movies, so.
No. Who knew?
Beloved franchise. Fans have been buzzing about the casting, excited to see how Copeland's commanding presence will bring Ares to life. Wrestling fans, get ready. This one's going to be epic. Oh, and let's not forget Copeland's film work. Remember WWE Studios Bending the Rules in 2012? He played Nick Blades, a wisecracking New Orleans detective, alongside Jamie Kennedy. And who could forget Money Plane in 2020? Okay, maybe it didn't win any Oscars, but Copeland as Jack Reese, a thief tasked with robbing a futuristic airborne casino, was undeniably fun to watch. Here's the best part. Copeland has said that acting has made him a better wrestler. For example, his experience in Vikings taught him how to convey complex emotions with just a glance or subtle shift in tone. A skill he later applied to his WWE promos, adding layers of depth to his rivalries and storytelling. How? By teaching him to channel subtle emotions and elevate his storytelling. If you've ever seen one of his legendary promos, you know exactly what he means. Acting gave him the tools to...
I disagree. He's not that great on the mic doing promos.
No, he's fine. Fine wrestler. It's all right.
He's mid.
Mm-hmm.
He may be a better actor than he's a promo guy, but yeah, he's not a good promo guy.
He's been in AEW for the past year and a half. And
yeah, and he was hurt for a good 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
Bring even more depth and emotion to his in-ring performances. As of December 2024, Copeland is still pulling off the ultimate balancing act between wrestling and acting. His portrayal of Ares in Percy Jackson and the Olympians is one of the most anticipated TV moments of the year. And honestly, who wouldn't want to see Edge as the god of war? So, what's your favorite Adam Copeland role? Is it his intense turn in Vikings, his action-packed antics in Money Plane, or his unforgettable moments in Haven? Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Hulk Hogan is a name that resonates far beyond the wrestling ring. He took his fame as a professional wrestler and turned it into a career in Hollywood, becoming a true pop culture icon. Let's dive into some highlights of his journey from slamming opponents to starring.
And see, that's the thing, is that the iconic moment with him slamming Andre the Giant.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched many interviews with Hogan, and they had tried to do it like on a house show because Andre was insistent, like, hey, like, he wanted to pass the torch to Hogan, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they had tried to do it like a house show, and Hogan couldn't pick him up. And then when they actually did it at WrestleMania, like, that was a big deal for Hogan, where he gives him so much props, because he's like, Hogan wouldn't have existed without Andre the Giant.
That's fair. That was a big deal. And he always says, I tore every muscle in my body, brother, when I lifted up that big giant. He always, does his carny thing.
But it was kind of wild to listen to him say that Andre the Giant was the one that actually came up with it.
That I didn't know.
Yeah.
On screens big and small. Hogan's first big break in acting was his role as Thunderlips in Rocky III in 1982. This role allowed him to showcase the charisma and physicality that had made him a star in wrestling, while also introducing his larger-than-life personality to a whole new audience. The over-the-top performance not only cemented his appeal, but also...
It is pretty funny that Sylvester Stallone is not that... He's not that tall.
No, he's a little guy.
Yeah, he's kind of small.
Little short wop. Like
he
me.
might be 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah.
Maybe. So, like, Hogan is what, 6'4", 6'5", or he was 6'4", 6'5"?
Yeah. Yep.
Something like that.
There,
I think they build him larger, but I think he was only like 6'4", 6'5". And it's pretty funny seeing how big he is to him, because Sylvester Stallone was so small.
Mm-hmm. Bet you they had to do a lot of camera trickeration to get them both in frame all the time.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
So paved the way for his transition into Hollywood, proving that he could captivate fans both in and out of the ring. Playing a flamboyant wrestler opposite Sylvester Stallone's Rocky Balboa, Hogan brought his larger-than-life persona to the silver screen.
That was a great moment, too, when The Rock and Hogan were in the ring at the same time.
Dude,
they didn't say anything for the first 10 minutes. They just stood there and looked at each other and kept moving their head, and the fans were just going nuts.
That is the honestly best match I've ever seen. I love it, and I watched it. WWE just released it a couple days ago for free on their channel.
Okay.
So any Hogan or Rock fans out there, I would strongly suggest you watch it, because it's just great.
And that's how you storytell without saying anything.
Yep.
You didn't have to say anything. They're setting up Hogan versus Rock, the two biggest stars in wrestling.
The crowd was going bananas.
Yeah.
The whole time. And then the little funny thing is that didn't even main event the show. Then they had to do the last event, which was Chris Jericho and Triple H to just die to death.
Yes.
How can you follow Hogan against Rock?
Yeah. Well, I don't know why they would do that.
I don't either.
Screen, instantly connecting with mainstream audiences. This was just the beginning. After Rocky III, Hogan headlined No Holds Barred in '89 as Rip Thomas, a professional wrestler battling a ruthless TV executive. While the movie wasn't a box office smash, it became a cult classic among wrestling fans. In the early 90s, Hogan leaned into family-friendly roles like Suburban Commando in '91, where he played an intergalactic warrior stranded on Earth, and Mr. Nanny in '93, portraying a wrestler-turned-bodyguard dealing with mischievous kids. These roles resonated with fans because they showed a lighter, more humorous side of Hogan, pairing his tough guy persona with comedic situations that were as entertaining as they were unexpected. His timing and ability to poke fun at himself made these films beloved staples for many viewers. These films were all about pairing his tough guy image with comedy, and fans loved it. Hogan didn't stop at movies. In '94, he starred in the action-adventure TV series Thunder in Paradise as R.J. Hurricane Spencer, a former Navy SEAL with a high-tech boat. The show combined high-stakes action with a touch of humor, perfectly aligning with Hogan's wrestling persona of a heroic, larger-than-life figure. Its over-the-top premise and Hogan's undeniable charisma made it a cult favorite among fans who enjoyed seeing their wrestling icon save the day on water. It was classic Hogan, action-packed, larger-than-life, and perfectly suited to his screen persona. He also popped up in hit TV shows like The A-Team and Suddenly Susan in '99, proving he could adapt to different formats. Now here's a hidden gem. Hogan made cameo appearances in Gremlins 2, The New Batch in 1990, and Spy Hard in '96. Often poking fun at his wrestling persona. These moments endeared him to broader audiences and showcased his sense of humor. By the mid to late 90s, Hogan kept busy with roles in Santa with Muscles in '96 and Three Ninjas, High Noon at Mega Mountain in '98. While critics weren't exactly kind to these films, they found their place as cult classics for fans who grew up watching Hogan. These roles, despite their campy nature, contributed to his enduring appeal, cementing his status.
That's the one thing I don't like about critics. You pretty much are, when you watch a movie like that, you're pretty much going to know what you're going to get, right? Like, why would you go into it on a serious tip knowing that that person is not a professional actor?
It's like a little like going to a Reba McEntire concert and being angry that they didn't play Stairway to Heaven. It's like, well, that's not what you would expect.
Exactly.
Right? I agree with you. You're
like,
not getting Laurence Olivier here. It's Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. So it's like going into it, you kind of had an expectation. And for some of these critics, it's like, I think you're just being it to take shots at them. Not actually seeing it for what it is, knowing that it's not going to be an award-winning production, but it's entertainment.
Yeah, a well-seasoned professional critic, I think, should write their reviews, or at least put in their reviews whether they think it's good for the audience that they feel it's targeting.
Yeah.
And not compare it to Citizen Kane.
So like Trouble in Paradise was trying to get the wrestling audience, but also trying to get the Baywatch audience.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what they were trying to do.
Right.
And it sounds like they weren't that successful. And like I said, I wouldn't have had the cameos with the wrestlers. I would have been more leaning into actual actors to see if we can get eyeballs on this thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, my hunch from what we watched earlier, it was more, they said the ratings were mid. I mean, not terrible. It looks like they overextended the finances for the thing.
Yeah.
Said cut their losses and moved on.
Basically.
As a nostalgic favorite and showcasing his ability to embrace the fun side of entertainment. Sure, critics weren't exactly kind, but these films cemented Hogan's place as a nostalgic favorite for many fans. Hogan also lent his unmistakable voice to animated series like Robot Chicken, American Dad, and China, IL. His adaptability kept him relevant in the ever-changing entertainment landscape. And who could forget his foray into reality TV? Hogan Knows Best gave fans a peek into his family life, while hosting gigs like the 2008 revival of American Gladiators brought his charisma to new audiences. As of 2024, rumors of a Hogan biopic starring Chris Hemsworth have fans buzzing. While the project's fate is uncertain, the idea alone shows the lasting impact of Hogan's larger-than-life legacy. Hulk Hogan's leap from wrestling to acting wasn't always smooth sailing, but his charisma, work ethic, and devoted fan base helped him carve out a lasting place in pop culture. So, what's your favorite Hogan moment?
These are disgusting, by the way. Doing AI to make Hogan look like a piece of shit in bed, dying. Fucking terrible. Whoever makes those sucks.
I'm all for dark comedy, but I don't like that either.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that bullshit.
Nope.
But I thought it was a pretty successful show.
I agree. We've determined today that The Rock is the best wrestler turned actor, that we both want to watch that whatever it is in Paradise show that Hulk Hogan is in.
Yeah, by far he is. He checks every box. He draws money. He's got the look. He's got the fans. He's got the global market. He's got women. He's got wrestling fans. Like he checks all the boxes for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was a great show. I know the first half was a Hogan tribute type thing. And I always have fun. I've been watching wrestling since I was a little kid, so I was looking forward to this show. I think it'll be a fun show.
Me too. I'm a wrestling nerd myself, so it was fun to talk about wrestling and tie it into movies.
Yeah, and we're gonna definitely do some more. Just have to kind of figure out what the angle is, And thank you, everybody. Thank you for Scorpio and Amora for coming in and the chat and chatting with us and stuff. Super cool. I appreciate you guys. And did you have anything else to add?
I don't. Except thank you for having me on. As always, appreciate it.
All right. We will see you. Okay, so we're gonna do our film review, and then next Sunday we still have to figure out. I have kind of a schedule, and we'll just have to figure out what we want to do. So it's to be determined what next Sunday's theme is going to be, but we'll return same bat channel, same bat time.
We'll be here.
All right, later, everybody.